Hey everyone, welcome to Gray Man Prepping. It is time now for another special episode, if my thing works here, of Survival Saturday. And tonight's topic is, we got a special guest. We got Paula here again. Woo! And here we are.
Woo!
And Courtney will be joining us in a little bit. She said she's going to run in a little late. And I boo-booed. That last intro of playing with the going to do it, I had one set up that had your name on there and Courtney's name on there. And I got it setting on the other computer. I forgot to load it in StreamYard.
Can't you put it in the little scroll? Can you scroll it real quick?
No, it's a video.
Oh, got it.
Video
Okay.
portion, yeah.
Okay.
So we got several things to cover tonight. Prepping for winter, vitamins, minerals, winter nutrition, health, keto. And we do have a question which I've already given to Paula from one of my channel members, and she wanted to remain anonymous, so I'm not going to name names. But when we get to that, when we get ready to do that question, I'll bring it up here. And let's go back over here. And I forgot to share something else. Yeah, well, you got it behind you. You got TEDx behind you.
I always appreciate anybody sharing that, because that is a bucket list check number one to stand on what I call the most prestigious stage in the world. Yeah, I'm super proud of that moment in my life and my career. And yeah, it was pretty amazing. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. And this next one here should be down in the description. All the ways to contact or make contact, connect, and deal with Paula. There we go. And back here. And the next one's the question. I'll bring that up when we get to it. Yeah. So there's several things going on tonight. And I froze. And that's why I got the one banner going across there. This channel hit 1,500 subscribers. And so we're going along. So we're doing a special giveaway. And for those of you who know I'm big on saying have a notebook. Well, I got the thing ready to write down who the winners are for the giveaway. So for anyone that wants to, this one's going to be kind of difficult for part of this. For the chat, since I got the chat going, which I need to go back and welcome everybody in.
I've been welcoming the people. So yeah, I'm kind of like I'm teaming up with you here.
Personal one as I go down here real quick.
Yeah.
So I will, anyone that answers the question in the chat, I'm having 2 $5 Amazon gift cards for anybody in the chat. Then I got 2 $15 Amazon gift cards for channel members. And there's 3 levels of channel members. So any of the channel members are eligible to get that. Their names are already on the wheel. And anybody that joins tonight as a channel membership, I will get that. I will be scrambling to get that on the wheel as well. But then I have down there the $9.99 level, which is going across the bottom right now, which is the survival level. That I have a special wheel just for them, and that is a $150 Amazon gift card.
Oh, okay. Wait, I have a question. Can they join right now?
I'd say if they join right now, whatever else, they can get it now. Okay. So the prepper level is $9.99. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, is 99 cents. The Gray Man level is $1.99, and the Survivalist is $9.99. That's why they get their own special wheel. Also, anyone that is a Survivalist member does not have to be in the chat to win, because they've already sent me their mailing address, their email. I got it on a special thing. They come up. If it's a physical prize, I can mail it to them. If it's the gift card, I can email it to them because I already have all their information.
So they can go and join right now. They can up their membership, right? Mm-hmm. So you guys hear that? So If you want to win bigger stuff,
Yeah.
go up your membership and win bigger stuff tonight. Like,
Yeah.
I love winning bigger stuff. I think it's a
Yeah.
small investment for the value that Gil brings and to win bigger stuff.
Now, just for some of the stuff, just so everyone understands what the channel memberships are here. Let me see if I can bring that up here. There we go. So I'm not going to run. I'm just going to do it quick here. We're going to do a quickly chat about this. Everybody knows what it is. Okay, so there are 3 levels to choose from. It is prepper level, gray man level, survivalist level. Prepper level gets get members only videos, community posts, live streams, and more. The gray man gets that plus 2 entries on the Name of Wheels, bi-monthly classroom live streams, and 2 hours per year private one-on-one live streams. You have a question, you want to talk about budgeting, you want to talk about health issue, whatever, and you don't want everybody else to know about it. That's what that, you get 2 hours per year of that. Now the survivalist gets everything in the gray man plus 10 entries. So they get a total of 10 entries on the Wheel of Names, 12 hours per year private streaming, and quarterly. So 4 prepping gifts a year. I give out every quarter. I give out a prepping gift where it's a little backpack, stove, a mini entrenching tool, whatever it is. They get one of those 4 times a year. Those are the perks. And there's CR shouting out perks.
Hey, Gil, somebody said they Google is being silly, tried again to upgrade, and they signed in, but it kicks them out. Do you have a solution for that?
Okay, let me get back to the top of that. Okay, so let me see if I can bring something up here. All right, let me go ahead and I got to change screens here for a second here so I can bring the other one up. Actually, I can bring it up over it. No, that's the Wheel of Names. But let me go to, there we are. We can bring this up here. So it may suddenly change here. But so on here, show your support. Or down here at the bottom here, it says join. And so when you click join, you have to pick the different level here you want to do. And of course, it plays the video automatically. So if you're already a prepper level, you have to, and then it'll say upgrade or join, whatever, and then you have to go through that. If you don't, if you're on that one and you try to, you got to pick whichever one you want to go to. And if you're upgrading, you pick the next one down and then continue on, and it'll make you sign in, yes, to make sure it's you. And when you get done doing it, I've noticed it goes to the perks page on it. So let me see if I can show you what the perks page looks like here. And go here. This is going to be fun, folks, for me. Trying to show you how to do this. I'm trying to get to here so everybody knows how to do this. So if I go here and I go to YouTube, I'll make that big. There we go. Okay. And so this is, I'm doing it as Camp Patton Family Compound over here that you see right now. And I go in. Oh, it jumped me out. I used to have, you remember on it there. So that's, yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. So, I can't show it because I thought I got the members the other way around. Okay, so I can't show that. Dang it, because I'm not, because I have to go to get back in there. I'm going to have to go in and do some several things. I'm not going to type my credit card number in there while you guys are watching. All righty, but it should take you to the perks page. And at first, it'll still show you at the lower level you were at for about 30 seconds. Then it will change automatically to the higher level. You just got to sit there and wait. All right. Okay, so quickly, let me say, all right, first one in tonight. The first one in was Lori J, the Queen of the North, at 6:16 this morning Mountain Time.
Oh my God.
All right, and then Idaho Garden Girl came in with like number 5. Phelan Clan Wolf came in, one of my Eagle Scouts. CR, Creative Redundancy, came in. Hello Tofu came in. I think Uncle Al commented. Yeah, there's Uncle Al came in.
I was in there too. I jumped in there.
Yeah, this was way. We're talking like 20 minutes beforehand here.
Oh, okay.
Hello Tofu, Julie Evans. Go. It's jumping around here on me. There we go. Julie Evans, Uncle Al again. Uncle Al came on the other channel as well. Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man is here. Suzanne Goulet is here. Dr. Paula hopped in. All right. I'm not sure the proper way of pronouncing her. She's your P square partner. Paehae.
Payhay. But we what? So we call us P squared.
P squared. So that Payhay is because every time her name comes up, you call her Paula.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was throwing me off. Okay.
Yeah. So we're P squared. We're a team.
All right. And everybody's talking good. Everybody's making friends, talking back and forth.
My buddy Bill is here, who's got the orchard. So Nash Nurseries.
Yeah, Urban Garden Chronicles came in. Devil Dog Prepper is in the house. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, Devil Dog. And Howie's here, Food Forest Permaculture.
Hey, Howie.
Scrolling down, I'm getting closer to the bottom, folks, here, saying how to make sure everybody gets their proper hello. Prepper for the ages. Great to see you. Laura Larson is here. Hey, welcome. Little Lone Prepper is in the house. Chris Leone is here. One of the newest member is Chris Leone. And I got something pop up under the screen here, so I got to see what it is in a second here. Brenda, Duncan 1900 Homestead is in the house. Canadian is here. The Canadian Cajun. There's a story behind that, but you want to hear that story, you got to go over to Broussard Homestead and check out one of the videos over there where Brett was talking about it. Moon over Miami's here. WD Glock and Roll. Don, how you doing? A fellow law enforcement deputy there. There's Bill. And everybody's talking. Suzanne Goulet joined. And I froze. I got to add Suzanne Goulet to the wheel. And everybody's talking, man. Everybody's talking. I love it. Everybody's making friends and doing that. Prepper 101 is in the house. Please, no jokes about your mother-in-law. All right. G Mama Grows, Heart in the Garden. Welcome. And I feel it jumped on me, so I may have missed somebody. Shawnee Shave is in the house. Did I get blocked again? I got Survivalist. I didn't see that pop up again. If you don't get an email confirming your purchase, YouTube's doing something screwy. All right, so I'm down to the bottom, everything there. So let me jump over here to, all right. Actually, I need to see, go back up here. Got to find out what level Suzanne got, because it just said that upgraded to Survivalist. So Suzanne upgraded to Survivalist. Okay, that's going to really make it hard for the wheel here. All right, so I got to bring up my spreadsheet so you guys can see a little transparency here. Let me go ahead and bring up my spreadsheet here. Okay, so Suzanne Galley. I got to take her there and put her down here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because she's already on the list there. And make sure she is green. And then I got to copy that. Go to the wheel of names here. This one here. Go down to the bottom. Enter and put her in there. All those times because she is. She up above here. I'm trying to make sure I do this right here. I don't miss out. Star Home said, yep, she was up there once. Okay, so she's in there good. All right. And let's see, that's it. So that's Suzanne's the only one that's come through yet. Okay, so that's saved, that's ready to go, and I can come back over here. A lot of house cleaning tonight, folks, or housekeeping. Thank you, Uncle Al, for reminding everybody. Please hit the like button. And if you are lurking is fine. If you're just listening, but make a comment, please, and hit the thumbs up button. That helps me out with YouTube's analytics. All right, so where do you want to start with tonight? Do you want to start with that question?
We could do that. Okay. I'll tell you the one thing I want to make sure we cover is vitamin D. So
vitamin D.
Yep.
Got it.
That's super important. Yes.
All right.
And another thing I want to cover real quick is prepping for spring here in the fall. So keep that a little secret. But I think let's get that question right off the bat, because that's a really important question. And I think a lot of people, it's a really common question for people. So what medical conditions would preclude one from starting a true keto under 20 carbs per day diet without strict medical supervision? So, all right, there's many different diets out there. I get this question a lot: which diet is best for me? So this particular question, and this person wants to know what medical condition would preclude them from starting a keto diet. I am someone who I'm not going to answer that directly. And you may have already gleaned this if you watched our interview last week. But there's several things that you need to ask yourself before you just jump into keto. First of all, keto is, a lot of people think they know what keto is. Keto is high fat, minimal protein, super minimal carbohydrates. All right. So the idea behind keto is that it is designed to help you burn your fat stores. Yeah. It's really good for brain. It actually was developed many, many years ago for people with epilepsy. And so then they found that if they, they put people on a ketogenic diet, it actually would improve their epilepsy. And then now, and actually high level athletes used keto way back. I remember learning about ketogenic diet back in the 80s when I was in college. So it does have its place. So I don't want to sit here. First of all, I don't want to sit here and give medical advice. I'm going to give you just my thoughts and my insights on my clinical experience and where I feel like you could land on things. So keto is good for some people. The problem with keto is, and I don't know if this is a man or a woman who's asking this question. So women have about a 50% success rate on keto. Men have a 90 to 95% success rate on keto. The reason for that is that women, it's our hormones. We get these darn hormones. We're on a 28-day cycle. And so our hormones are like, we're doing this over 28 days. Men have a 24-hour hormonal cycle. So it's far easier for a man to be on a ketogenic diet and find success than it is for a woman. Mm-hmm. And so just give you my personal experience. I went on a ketogenic diet because I had so many patients asking me about it, and I wanted to be able to help them. What does it feel like? What are the things you can expect? And I went on it, and I have to say that I was the unsuccessful woman on ketogenic. And I found that after about 8 weeks, I was extremely agitated. I was depressed. I wasn't sleeping well. I was crying all the time. Like, it threw me into an emotional tailspin. Um, and I'm an incredibly emotionally well-balanced human. So for that to happen to me was really eye-opening. So again, if my patients ask me about keto, these are just the things. I'm not going to steer you away from it. However, I'm going to guide you to the direction of where, if you really, really want to go there, and if you're a woman, I'm going to help you get there. But these are the things you need to be aware of, is that there's only
Right.
50% success rate on that. So what medical conditions would preclude you? Let's start with, put the microscope on your own daily diet and your own daily health. Um, there are, I'm sure there are certain medical conditions that would preclude you from keto, and in the grand scheme of things, your doctor. So most medical doctors now, if you go to them, and I don't know the context to which this question is being answered, but a lot of people want to go on keto to lose weight. So I'm going to make the assumption, unless you send Gil a private message during this conversation about why would you want to go on keto? That would be my first question. What are you wanting to accomplish? So, so when you decide you want to go on keto, most people are like, well, I want to lose weight because my neighbor had all this success. So they decide they want to lose weight. So typically, if you go into your medical doctor and ask them, and this is answering the question about what would preclude you from going and asking your medical doctor. If you went to go ask your medical doctor, they're probably, in today's world, the most common thing your medical doctor is going to say is, let's just put you on semaglutides, which are Ozempic, and there's all those other weight loss drugs. So that's going to, and the medical doctors practices have exploded because people no longer want to take responsibility for what they're doing for their lives, because it's easier to take a drug than it is to change a lifestyle, sadly. Um, so, uh, so circling back, if we go back to why do you want to be on keto? I don't know what your health problems are. So again, I don't want to make assumptions, but I do want to say to you that, and if this is somebody who's in the chat or who's listening or watching on the replay,
Yeah,
that
they're here.
you decide that keto is something you want to do. If you're a woman, I would just suggest you be very, very careful, and I would not venture into that alone. I would definitely make sure that you have the guide of a functional medicine doctor like myself or someone else who can take you through that journey, because it's a difficult journey and you need to have the guidance, the proper guidance, to make sure you get there successfully. If you're a man, you could probably get there on your own, but I would probably say the ketogenic diet is probably the one diet that I do think really requires some guidance and some coaching. Overall, though, start to look at what is the current state of your health that you're asking that question. What is it that you need to accomplish? How are you eating every day? Are you sleeping? Are you this is one of the hidden things. I've had multiple people come to me wanting to change their health, and they're vaping. Like, vaping is one of these things that everybody has this common misconception that is okay to do. It's not. You're putting toxic garbage into your lungs, and that's going into your system, and it's really affecting how your body's functioning. So start to look at, before you jump into a drastic diet like ketogenic, what are the things that you can do that are within your control that you can start to change on a daily basis, whether it's, cutting out pop or cutting out processed foods, no artificial sweeteners, flavors, colors. Those are my top 3. If you just did that, you would start to notice a significant change. So that's sort of a long-winded way of kind of answering the question, but really helping to get this person the guidance in the proper direction. Like, I probably wouldn't just jump into ketogenic. I would probably do a little bit of a microscope check on some things that you need to do first before you started to do that. And you might more than likely get success. Something like that.
Lori, your Lori has 2 channels in here, Lori J and Prairie Rider. And so the Prairie Rider came through on the for the survivalist level. So I got to put that in here now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus that one.
Lori, I'm at while you're doing that. Lori says she's going to Mexico for gastric. Lori, I want to just give you a little heads up on that. I do have a patient who went to Mexico to do that. He really wishes he didn't do that. Not trying to talk you out of it, but here's what he said. Going to Mexico, he did not have the proper counseling to help him prior or post. So if you're going to do that, make sure you have a guide, a coach, or someone who can help you prepare before as well as after, because he came back and he's like, and it was a success in the sense that he didn't have any side effects, but he did not know what to do. He did not know how to step back into a world and maintain what he had just done. So, so please make sure you're doing that, getting a proper coach, someone who can take you through that post the surgery.
Okay. Couple points I would like to jump in here, because I've been heavily researching this for about the last 2 years, and I'm working my way into it. I found several doctors, a couple chiropractors, and a couple MDs that said, do not go keto whole hog right off the bat. It's like it basically brings up like my dad used to say, if you're going to get in a fight with Muhammad Ali, just don't jump in the ring. Get some practice first. Find out what it's like to be hit a few times. And
and that it goes to what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah. And so, but basically, what a lot of those that are doctors, both MDs and chiropractors that are doing keto, say, first start by removing some of the problems before you really make the heavy change. Cut back on your sugar a bit. Cut back on your wheat a little bit. Cut back on stuff a little bit, so it's not like going cold turkey off of cocaine.
Yeah, if you can go again, no artificial sweeteners, flavors, colors, no gluten, dairy, corn, or soy. Those are all the highest allergenic, highest inflammatory foods you can do. If you can just start doing an elimination diet, you might not need keto. And again, keto's hard. It's difficult to maintain. You have to know very specific ratios. And most people, most Americans, if we can just start to eliminate these awful inflammatory foods, we could probably solve about 90% of the problems.
Yeah. One of the other things a lot of people misunderstand about keto, when it's high fat, everything's, you mean all that fat off the bacon and the steak? And no. It's avocado fat is a fat. The oil, avocado oil, olive oil is a fat.
Coconut
oils. Those are the fats they're talking about that are for a keto diet. And actually, I had my wife that jumped on me. You gotta eat all that fat. No, wrong type fat. And I said avocado oil. She goes, I want to see that. You hate avocados. I do. I cannot. I mean, something about the texture and stuff. I just like.
Oh my gosh!
I run to the bathroom.
Avocados.
Okay,
we
do have a question in here that went by. I'm going to scroll back up to here from Don WD Glock and Roll. All right, we're going to dance on it. So we are not going to refer to it as it is in the question. We're going to refer to it as the Red Dragon Jab. Okay. You know what I'm talking about now?
Duh.
The Red Dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what are Dr. Paula's version on the Red Dragon?
Oh, okay. I gotta speak in code here, don't I? We were y'all know about lemmings, right? So leading off a cliff. I think a lot of people were led off a cliff. They were led to believe something that wasn't real. There was, and I'm being careful in my thought process here. So give me a moment. So I have many, many clients. I've had this conversation in my practice many, many times. And I have patients who were forced into the red dragon, whatever you called it, Gil,
Jab. The
who
jab.
went into, who went into AFib. So very, very common. And then decided I'm not going to go for the second thingy. And then and these are people who worked in hospitals. And then the hospital said, if you don't, you're going to lose your job. So I have one patient in particular who was on a heart monitor after the first one and said, I'm not doing the second one. Then said, I was too afraid. She didn't want to lose her job, right? This is sad.
Yeah.
This is really freaking sad. And I don't want to say freaking, I want to say the other word.
Yeah.
And so she said, okay, fine, I'll do it. And she lined up and she went and she got the second one. But no. What happened? They said, oh, it's been too long. You have to get the second one because the first one doesn't count. The second one is the first one now. And and she went into AFib again. This poor woman is now afraid she's going to drop dead at some point. So it is not tested. It is not science. When I get in conversations with people like, I believe in science. I'm like, no, listen, I'm a friggin' scientist. Okay. And we question science. Science is meant to be questioned. And you don't have to be a scientist. Okay. So I'm starting to get on my, I'm a thingy here. You do not have to be a scientist to understand when something does not make sense. Right. You can just be a normal, regular human being. You do not need any kind of degree to say, this doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And all you need to be able to do is ask questions. So this is also like, I want to arm people, wherever you're at in this particular journey. Hey, Corky.
Hi.
Is ask questions.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask, you don't have to have the answers, but if you can ask questions that start to put bullets in the narrative of what is trying to be pulled, a wool that's being pulled across your eyes, the people who you are asking those questions of, they literally, y'all know this. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. We're just not talking about it. It's science and you don't believe this. And they get mad and they shut down because they cannot have a conversation, an intellectual conversation. So all you're doing is asking questions. So listen, you don't have to have the answers, but please ask questions. So, that gives you an idea of where I'm at.
Yeah. On this, I would like to throw out something here. First of all, I want to say hi. A Peaceful Pigman just came in, and someone else came in. Granny Karen came in, and there was a couple others that have come in too. All right. Paula too asked, yes, what is it? All right. I got a couple things to say on it. First, back in 2019, I was along with someone else, I'll know some of my old live streams, were warning about this. The doctor that created the jab was out there on social media. They say, no, it is not a V. It is just a messenger NRA protein tracker. All it was designed to do was to suppress symptoms, period. And they canceled his Facebook. They canceled his Instagram. And this is the guy that created it. He knows more than anybody else about it. And they silenced him. Okay. Interesting thing. My wife's best friend named Paula.
So great.
Her husband works for Bayer. He's a chemical engineer. And they all say, oh, everybody has to get it. Well, the first week it made everybody start getting it. 10 of their top people I froze.
That was a weird way to freeze.
I know. I was like, wait, what happened?
had massive coronaries.
Yeah.
One died on the first jab. Okay. So anyway, so basically, I saw several of the videos. I have one of the videos with that doctor saved somewhere. All the other videos that he was going on different people's different things and stuff, unless it's on Rumble or BitChute or whatever, it's been blitzed from media. All right. So let me scroll down here, catch back up here. There were some other ones in here. Yes, Dustin. No, resistance is not futile. Captain Janeway proved that. She wiped out the Borg.
I don't know what were we talking about, Bayer, or what were
no, we were talking Dawn WD asked a question about what was her opinion of the
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of which, this is kind of they're kind of all entangled, but did you see that guy? He just won like $332 million from Monsanto, from what that weed killer?
Oh, Roundup.
Mm-hmm. I just saw it on my Google page, and it said something about how he just won like $333 million or something from getting cancer from that stuff.
Yeah. All right. So Shawnee's bringing us back to the one of the things you wanted to talk about, vitamin D.
Oh, yay.
You lost. Oh, you're muted over there.
I'm sorry. My kid called. So she's like, she wants money. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Oh, let me guess. She's a teenager?
Yeah. She's 19.
Oh, whoa. Wait. Whoa. I'm going to give you a piece of advice before we go into vitamin D.
Yeah.
Both my sons are living at home with my wife still in California. They both have jobs. They're both paying rent. All right. And it's like, no, you get a job, you're paying rent. Because your sister's renting a house up there in Idaho for a certain amount of money. And when the youngest one heard that she was renting for that, she goes, well, I'll pay that much here. Just to snob her husband.
It's funny that King Poobah said that because I have a friend who's a local police officer, and his entire department refused the jab.
Yeah.
And they were getting ready to go after them if they were going to press the issue because they were not happy. But they didn't end up getting it, thank God.
Well, and there's multiple lawsuits now at the hospitals around here. I mean, it's just nuts. So, yeah. And I was actually, I don't know if you follow John Campbell, Dr. John Campbell. He's on YouTube. He breaks down all the data. And I was watching something from him maybe yesterday or today. But the second jab, when you get the second one, so what they're really looking for, everybody talks about, oh, antibodies. It's the T cell response that you want. And what happens when you get the second one is it lowers the T cells. So you want your T cells, but what happens is your immune system's like, whoa, we cannot handle all of this. This is way too much. And so it actually lowers your immune system because it's an assault on your immune system. So this is like, it's just, to me, it give people more drugs, make them more sick, make more money. So,
it doesn't make sense to me either, because a lot of people, like, once you get it, you're immune to it. There's several different variances to it.
It's just like the normal flu. Like it changes the next year. You can still get it. There's
several different C viruses,
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's why they were telling people, they were like, oh, you got it. Oh, then wait 3 months and then go get your jab. Wait, what?
Why would you need that when you already have the antibodies from what you got?
Right. Yeah. Right. But again, we have the narrative that said originally, no. For the first time in the history of humans, viruses once you get it, do not provide you lifelong immunity for the first time ever. And
I never heard of that.
Yeah.
well, that was, they were trying to push that narrative and people were believing it because all they wanted to do was push the jab.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, vitamin D.
Going back to vitamin D.
Sorry, I don't know. I tried really hard not to say the words, Gil. I'm trying to be very good. I
am too. I think I often wonder if even the JAB, even saying that word is like starting to get picked up by the algorithm.
I haven't gotten dinged on it yet.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten dinged on the Red Dragon either.
The one thing
which is funny.
I haven't heard Red Dragon. I think that's good.
When Dave at Southern Ohio Prepping was doing it, he was a follower of
a heavy silence.
There's a news organization out of Hong Kong, and he was communicating to them, and he said, "Well, we're calling it the Red Dragon." And what that news organization do? They started using Red Dragon in their narrative on the news, calling it that.
When it first happened, my uncle is the one that told me, because he grew up during, my uncle's very old. He was in World War II, and he grew up during the polio outbreak. So when my uncle told me, he said, yes, they were testing people for the polio when he was very young, and a lot of people died because of that virus, because they were, trying to figure it out. But it took them 10 years to get it right. It took a long time. So when this came out and it was like bing, bang, boom, I didn't trust that. It takes a long time to develop something like that. And I thought it was way too soon. Yeah. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to get it. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't because of what was in it and all that stuff. It was like, this is too soon. I'm going to wait this out. That's kind of what my thought was on it.
Yeah. Well, and now we still have polio, sort of. It's just called Guillain-Barré and Epstein-Barr. It's all the same thing wrapped in a different package. And all of these, the flu, I don't want to say the flu jab, and I know Dr. Ron could chime in on this, but that is like one of the top things that causes Epstein-Barr and paralysis and blindness. And so many doctors in these hospitals, when they're requiring the flu V, and these doctors are losing their lives, doctors and nurses, this has been going on for years.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, guys. We could talk about vitamin D now, but I just had to say.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple questions regarding it in here. One of the questions was from, wait a minute. Plug your ears. Here it comes. From CP, who the home said, was, do I need to take any other vitamins with vitamin D?
I hope you didn't have your headset on, CP. Sorry.
And then she, a couple seconds later, she asked the second question. I seem to have problems getting enough vitamin D.
Mm.
I want to interject something here real quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to Paula. The vitamin D gel tabs, whatever you want to call them, that you get. If you look what the ingredient is, it's soy oil. Mm. Unless you get the good ones, and then it's olive oil. Wait. This much olive oil, 2 drops of olive oil gives you all the vitamin D you need for the day. Wait, I'm gonna have a salad with vinegar and olive oil on it. I was
gonna say, my hair better look great because all that oil.
So, but yeah, I mean, so that's, if you're having a problem getting vitamin oil, look for vitamin D. Look for natural oils and stuff that are high in it, like olive oil and certain vegetables and stuff.
So
right. Yours.
Yeah. So the vitamin D that I recommend, yes, it's suspended in olive oil, but it's actually from lanolin. Which comes from sheep, right? So you have the D, it's suspended in olive oil because we know that that's a good oil for us. And then, it's just making sure you're getting enough dosage. So looking at the history, I think I talked a little bit about this last week as far as vitamin D. And I just wanted to give a little bit of a backstory when we go into this cold and flu season. Is that, and years ago, before I really got heavy to nutrition, I was like, cold and flu season, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. But then I realized, oh, we actually do have a cold and flu season because we start losing sunlight. We're all deficient to begin with. So personally, I just had my vitamin D levels checked a couple of months ago, and I was like at 54. All of our levels should be over 75. And you guys, I am in the sun all the time, and I do not wear sunscreen. But I am of Middle Eastern descent. So the darker you are, the harder it is for your body to convert. And there's multiple ways that your body needs to convert. And so there's multiple issues when it comes to converting. So I thought that would be of benefit for y'all to hear if we go into vitamin D. So first of all, everyone needs vitamin D. Every single cell in your body has a receptor on it for vitamin D. Vitamin D is it's actually a hormone, and it's the hormone of life. Like, we cannot live without it. We cannot live without sunlight. We get seasonal affective disorder, so we get depressed. We have just autoimmune disorders, cancers. When you look at cancers are always vitamin D deficient. So we can take, if you know anybody who has cancer, you just automatically make the assumption that they are vitamin D deficient severely. So I take 5 to 10,000. This past week, I've been a little bit congested. So I've been toggling like 5,000 one day, 10,000 the next.
Now, you don't just pee that out like you do vitamin C, right? So
No,
I could take the 10 ICU all at once, or 10,000.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So there's fat soluble vitamins and water soluble. Vitamin D is fat soluble. So when you take 5 to 10,000, it'll get stored in your fat and then utilized when needed, which is why I think when we were talking last week and I said like vitamin C, B vitamins, those are all water soluble. So if you take, a couple thousand milligrams of vitamin C all at once, you're going to use what you need and pee it out. Versus, that's why I like the powdered C. I put it in my water bottle. I drink it slowly over the day. So I'm constantly saturating my cells with vitamin C so that it utilizes the C over the course of time versus just flushing out what it doesn't need anymore. But fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, D, E, and K. Vitamin K is synergistic with D, so it helps it to absorb better. So that would be one thing that you could do is get a vitamin D with vitamin K in it. Check your vitamin D levels. I really would encourage you all to have your D levels checked. And what you want is your D3. You want that checked. The 125 hydroxy, I think it's what it's called. That's actually a different form, and it doesn't give us much information. So we want just the vitamin D3 is what you want for your blood test.
What about the absorption of vitamin D? Do you have to take like calcium with it or something else to absorb it, or you just take it and that's fine? Because people tell me, oh, you have to have calcium with this or whatever, so I'm curious.
So, and that's a great question, Courtney. So there's a lot of cofactors. There's a lot of things that can affect vitamin D absorption. So if we start from the high level of so we all need vitamin D. Your vitamin D levels should be over 75. So your typical standard blood test, and I'll answer your question in a second, but I figure I'll go upstream on this question, is your typical standard blood test is going to be 30 to I think 70 when you get it from the lab. And if it's 40, your doctor's gonna be like, yeah, your vitamin D levels are fine. But from a functional medicine perspective, meaning we want your body at its highest level of function. So we want those numbers over 75. Like that is going to be like Mac Daddy. You're going to be feeling amazing. But in order to get there, there's multiple factors that prevent the absorption of vitamin D. So first and foremost, we're slathering sunscreen on our bodies all day long. We don't allow our bodies to absorb the sunscreen. If you get out and you're able to spend 20 minutes in the sun, you can absorb, your body can convert up to 25,000 units of vitamin D naturally.
Okay.
So we shouldn't have this freak out. If you have any like autoimmune issues or any other chronic health issues, if you take 10,000 units a day, there should not be any freak out. It's going to be very difficult to get to a toxic load of vitamin D. So we start there. Stop slathering the sunscreen. Now, if you burn very easily, then you can put clothing on, go out. We talked about this also. Go out in the not in the high points of the sun, but on the tail ends, the morning or the afternoon. But allow full exposure. Just put sports bra, pair of shorts, get full, or bathing suit, whatever, get full exposure. So that's the first thing. Second thing is now we're coming into winter. So now most people have absorption issues to begin with, gut issues. So yes, cofactors. So calcium, magnesium, zinc, those are all cofactors that help vitamin D absorb. And again, most of us are deficient in those things.
Okay.
It's very difficult to get enough vitamin D from our food. Egg yolks and fish and avocado and things like that. So I obviously eat all those things. Those are all super healthy. This is where I say too, like, don't be afraid of the yolk. Eat the freaking yolk. Okay. Like the yolk is the most delectable part of the egg to begin with, and it's the most nutritious. So please eat the yolk. And it has
so
the
a
best
bunch of questions are going by here. The one is it a blood test?
Yes, it's a blood test. Yeah. Now there is a cheek swab test that you can do for vitamin D, but it's easy enough to wrap into a blood panel. So you definitely do the blood test. And you want that number. Know your number. So if here's what I would be very curious. Anybody in the chat, if you have blood work, go get it. Drop your number in the chat if you're so inclined, if you want to share. But if it's under 75, you need to take notice of that.
What about certain medications? I know that there's certain antidepressant medications that can just suck the vitamin D right out of your body. So how does that work? And is it counterproductive? Like if you take an antidepressant and then you take 10 ICUs of vitamin D, is it not going to absorb? Is it, how does that work?
Again, great question. All medications deplete the body of nutrients, period. Most medications are depleting the body of minerals, C, magnesium, potassium, K, mostly the water soluble, but definitely the fat soluble too. So there is no medication that is void of side effects and depletion of nutrients. So it's not, and I'm not here to tell anybody to go off their antidepressants.
Oh, that would.
But you should work with somebody to help.
You wouldn't want to be around me.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. If you're on antidepressants, if you're on anything for brain, that's a gut issue. Fix the gut, right? I
totally agree with you that.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we can fix the gut, we can do a lot for the brain, and we can slowly wean off and work with your medical doctor to get you off of those things. But absolutely understand that if you're on medications, those are depleting your body of critical nutrients. So no, you probably cannot over nutrient yourself if you're on a medication.
So CB wants to know, what is the best time of day to take vitamin D?
That is such a great question. I'm so glad she asked. Take it in the morning. And here's why. Vitamin D is your sunshine vitamin. And so many people, they'll take it at night, like they take all their medications at night. And I'm like, no. It's your sunshine vitamin. So think of it like this. You go out in the middle of the day, you get sunshine, and it increases your vitamin D levels. Well, then when you go to start to, slow down in the evening, your vitamin D levels will come down and your melatonin starts to go up, which just helps you sleep. If you take vitamin D at night, it suppresses melatonin. So it actually can interrupt your sleep cycles. So absolutely do not take your vitamin D at night. And if you are having issues with sleep, if you're like, oh my God, I've been taking my D at night and I'm having trouble sleeping, I promise you, make that change. And that literally people are like, Oh my God, that was like insane. I can sleep now. So sometimes it's the one thing that will help you sleep by taking it during the day.
So vitamin D shot, does vitamin D shots cause the same effects as liquid or tablet vitamin D?
Side effects. What do you mean side effects?
I believe she
vitamin
says
D
she gets
doesn't-
migraines, I believe is what Lori was saying. She
I get
gets from
sun
it.
and heat stroke almost instant, and I live in a place that has winter 8 months out of the year.
She's Queen of the North.
She's Queen of the North. Okay. I
You
still
might as well
kind
live
of,
where we are because I think we have winter 8 months
Yeah.
out of the year, unfortunately.
you know what? I'm very sorry, Lori. I don't quite fully understand the question, and I feel like there's a lot to unpack in that question. So I would just say, what's your vitamin D number? And there might be, if you're having chronic migraines, that could be more of a like
There it is. I had to scroll down to catch up to it. So it's migraines.
Yeah,
From it.
so that could be
magnesium?
magnesium. Again, like the cofactors, like Corky was talking about, like there could be a lot of deficiency in the cofactors there. But you know, again, I'm just like, my intuition is saying, girl, we need to talk. So yeah. Look at Dr. Ron. Mine was 60 this past August, up my D twice since then. So, and I'm going to tell you too, like, so 60 is almost champ for most people, right? But we still want it over 75. So definitely in the zone. So you're higher than me, Ron. 20. Oh yeah, Lori, get that vitamin D up. Yeah. So
right,
wait, so I'm curious, you get migraines when you take vitamin D? Because 27?
I believe that's what she said the last time.
Yeah.
When she takes and stuff. So I want to take a short little break here from the conversation.
Okay. I need
some Saturday night. So it's time for a hang on, let me switch this around here. Boom. There we go. So $5 Amazon gift card. First person that answers the question right in the chat gets it. You must email me at, use the Camp Patton Family Compound. Look how it's spelled. Camp Patton Family Compound. And so at gmail.com. All right. So here's the first question for $5 Amazon gift card. What term do I use instead of C? See how fast people answer that.
I still don't remember. I kind of remember.
No, gear, no, not the chew flu. All right. I'm seeing CB with it first here in the chat here. Wrong one. There it is. CB came in first. Red Dragon. Because it comes from the land of the Red Dragon. All right. So let me write this down. Let me write this down. That's Hugo Homestead. CB got $5. Okay, now for the other one. All right. The next question. What's my wife's nickname? Let's see how fast someone comes up with the correct answer on that one. Close. Nope, not a cigar, Courtney. All right. It looks like Gear got it. I'm going back and making sure. It looks like Gear got it. The staff sergeant, yeah.
I spelled it wrong too. I can't spell.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to spell.
All right, so that was Gear. So Gear gets it. It's slipping on me here. Okay. Make sure I spell it, get it right so I get in there. So Gear, I already got CB's email. Gear, send me an email. I may have yours, I'm not sure, but send me it and we'll get that. So, all right. So that's the first one. So I do have one thing to say about get rid of this other banner. There we go. Boom, boom. And let me change around. I want to change that banner across the bottom to. There we go. All right. You're saying go out in the sun, get sunshine and stuff for vitamin D. I've been banned by the United States government, the Hague, and the several other governments, because when I take my shirt off, the blinding light that reflects up to the skies has wiped out several satellites, and they say I'm not allowed to take my shirt off anymore. It's like
a weapon
it's white. It's white. I mean, I reflect more light than Antarctica.
No.
All right, we got an interesting side question for you. Question: you hear a bump in the night. What's your go-to? AR shotgun or knitting? I just said or knitting needles.
Well, it's either my Glock or baseball bat. So could be either. But then I have a dog that barks. So
yeah, my wife right now, when she hears a bump in the dark, it's Matthew, and all of a sudden you'll hear a 4570 going.
If that doesn't make somebody crap their pants and leave, then I don't know what will.
Yeah. I could just put that sound on my phone, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Set it up to your Bluetooth and
right.
Good to go.
It's good.
That reminds me of Home Alone.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You dirty dog, I'm gonna shoot.
Thank you, Stephanie. Can you hear him in the back? Or is that, I mean, he's making a lot of noise back there, but
I don't hear him. And I got an earbud in too.
Yeah.
All right. There was something else you want to talk about besides?
So we, as far as like prepping, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of, I'm a chiropractor, but I talk about health, wellness, life, prepping. I think that's just all this great connection with food and gardening and growing all our own stuff. So, today my brother came over. So my brother is, Gil, I'll have to send you the video. I took a video today. I probably should have posted it so we could have played it today. So my brother is he doesn't do anything small. And his daughter had been trying to find somebody to do the leaves in her yard, and it was very expensive. So he goes out and he buys these gigantic bags to attach to his big ass, 0-turn mower. And so he comes over today, and I'm on a half acre and we got everything done in about an hour, but my leaves are mulched. And then he was like, do you want to bag them? I'm like, no, that's freaking gold. So I have these beautiful mulched leaves that we put in piles in the back of my yard. And so that is my compost prepping for next spring. So I thought that was also a little bit of apropos for today is that's what we did. We prepped the lawn for next spring. So.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, that's not interesting. Okay. I thought it was interesting.
I'm sorry. I'm reading on certain things on the chat here.
High Homestead, vitamin D 41. Yeah, bump that up. Mm-hmm. That's great. Everybody's putting their numbers.
Okay, I'm gonna make a left turn here.
Go.
All right. So
we're not in Albuquerque though.
Lori, I know that Canada has a lot of restrictions on firearms. There are a lot of other less than lethal options out there that I'm not sure, but I don't know if Canada has a thing on it. I did on the one I've talked about. The one basically it's the mag coil rifle little thing, that shoots the half ounce steel disc at just below lethal speed, and it has several speeds. I assume set it thing, or you can set it for at the maximum speed and do it as a shotgun blast, so it shoots out 5 of these in less than half a second. And so it's non-lethal. Not sure if that's available in Canada. There's there's a whole bunch of archery stuff there. I found some videos, and I forgot to save it to my favorites, on 10 less than lethal options. And the one though was a funny one. It's a soda can launcher. 12-ounce soda can hitting you in the side of the head. I don't care who you are. You're going to go, what the crap was that?
I kind of wish Thor was in here tonight, because he probably would be able to tell us too, and he lives in Canada. So
yeah, and of course he also jumped through all the hoops, because you look behind him, instead of seeing MASH, you'd see, I think it's like 15, 16 rifles in his office there and stuff. But yeah, check for 10 best less than lethal weapons on YouTube, and you should get several videos giving you options possibly for up there.
I love that. We had to do this exercise where we were just given like random objects, and we had to come up with like multiple uses. And I think I had a jar, and I was like, weapon. Yeah. I'm throwing it at you.
Well, I got the best weapon around. Everybody, look right here at the flashy thingy thing. All right. Question for you, Paula, about Ron.
Bras? What?
Ron.
Oh, Ron. Okay. Sorry.
You want to bring him up here?
Yeah.
You want to bring him up here?
Come up?
Ron will be ever associated with bras.
I was like, what?
Yeah, all right. So, if he wants to come up, you have the link, and you probably have his email, right?
I do. Let's see. Ron, do you want to come up? Let me text him real quick.
You can just forward him the email that I sent you with the link.
I know. I'm like, what? My neighbors and I, we have Braless Friday campfires. So I'm just saying. I know. Now everybody's like, hey, can I come hang out with you guys?
All right. I'm going to talk about my family now for a second.
Okay, you do that. I'm sending him the link.
Gear drops.
My cousin, who's 9 years older than I am, she always called herself a pirate's dream, a sunken chest.
I was like, what?
My wife is called a carpenter's dream until I got married her. Flat as a board, never been nailed.
Oh my Lord.
I can't remember.
My face wasn't already
my brother's wife. I can't remember what she used to call herself, but she's also black chested. Now, Nancy's mom, my grandmother, who's also my cousin's grandmother, overly well endowed, yet it skipped certain generations of them. Now, my sister, who's also fairly flat, her daughter takes after my grandmother. So, like twins jump generations in our family, so does the endowment jumps generations.
I was doing well until I nursed for 17 months. Yeah. Now it's like empty sweat socks. I mean,
Yeah, my husband and I were talking about that not too long ago. I was like, there's some women who nurse and it takes everything out of them. And then there's some women that nurse, they blow up and they never lose a darn thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a boob job. How does that happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife said she got smaller after she nursed.
Yeah. Listen, guys, for real. Like, I know most men respect what the female human body can endure. I mean, we squeeze humans out of our vagina, like for real. Like we grow life and then we do that, and then they suck the living bejesus out of our boobs. I mean, it's a wonder that like the elasticity is still here. You know, it's crazy.
Well, not only that, they take everything out of you too.
Oh, right.
Like all the nutrition, everything goes to that baby.
Yeah. Yeah. To that point, I'll add a little bit of a health tip on there. So, mamas, there needs to be more preconception nutrient coaching in this country. So, 85% of Americans are depleted in nutrients. It takes 6 to 9 months to bring the body to sufficient levels of nutrition. So that's gestational time. Most gynecologists are, as soon as you get pregnant, they're like, oh, take a prenatal now. No. You should be, if you're of childbearing age, you should be taking a prenatal because many women get pregnant unexpectedly. Then you get your first baby. Baby number 1 sucks the life out of you. And if you don't know enough to replenish or how to replenish, then baby number 2 comes about and mama doesn't have enough to give it. And so most of learning disabilities, birth defects, most of those come in the subsequent births because of the mom's insufficiency, and mom doesn't realize it. So I'm a huge proponent of preconception care, as well as then making sure that you refill your tank after each baby.
Yeah, if you don't take those prenatals, your chances, you could lose your hair, your nails can become very brittle, you can start getting rashes, like all different kinds of weird stuff.
Become bitchy, you know.
Grumpy.
All right, Courtney, your husband's treading on dangerous ground. Dustin, you and I are going to have a conversation offline.
Ooh,
I am a son of a cowboy who's a son of a cowboy. My dad was top 10 all around cowboy for 10 years. We're having a talk later on.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I love that hat. Hey, I gotta say too, I'm so happy that daylight saving time, it's giving me an extra hour of pre-pumpkining.
Does that mean I can have a second glass of wine and be okay?
Yes, it does.
For real. I know. I'm not going to turn into a pumpkin so early.
Feel free, you guys. Feel free to have a glass of wine out there.
Yeah, join us.
I'm just there was something else. I got to find it back. Okay.
More questions
there. Oh, side mention on daylight savings time. Daylight savings time is a failed solution to a problem that did not exist.
I wish we didn't have it.
Talk about the history of that. Let's go into that a little bit, because I feel like, and everybody's like, oh, it's way better to be on standard time. And I got to tell you guys, I do way better on daylight saving time because the sun wakes me up. I mean, I'm going to be exhausted now come Monday morning because there's no sun that's going to wake me up. I deliberately don't put drapes.
Actually,
on my windows.
You get more sun on standard time in the wintertime, because right now,
what time will sunrise be in standard time?
Here, an hour earlier. Sun will come up an hour earlier for you.
Which is good, because then I'm not taking Fred to school in the dark.
That's the biggest problem.
Oh, see, I thought it was wake up in the dark, go to bed in the dark. No,
like when I get up,
I still can't
take him in the dark, and then I drive to school halfway between the sun going up and the dark, and it's actually really hard to see.
Yeah,
I have a hard time seeing. So if the sun's already kind of up, it's a little bit better, and then I don't feel so groggy either.
Yeah.
So wait, when we go on to standard time tonight, then it'll get lighter in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm super confused. All right.
But it will start getting dark early, like 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Now, here's one of the interesting statistics on that. Actually, I am a very opinionated on this. I dig all sorts of information.
Tend to the dog for a second.
the when they changed it several years back, 20 some odd years ago, and they've added 2 more weeks to it, or to daylight savings time on each end. When they added it in the fall, there were a lot more kids killed on the way to school during the 2 additional weeks, and there's been more killed during those weeks since then, because it's getting darker during that 2-week period,
and you can't see the kids.
You can't see the kids. Now, I can't remember which state it was back in the Midwest, one of the last states that went on it. The state did a study for the people and said, all right, and they find out what the cost effectiveness of staying on standard time and not going on daylight savings time at all, and going on daylight savings time, what's benefits of. If the state figured that the state was going to lose, trying to think, it was like $270,000 every time they switched the clock.
Marshmallow Man, it might not change for you guys because you're closer to the North Pole. You're closer up there. So your light and hours and all of that change. So there's only daylight savings time in certain areas. And I believe like Chicago and that area, they don't have it at all. There are some people that have completely voted it out. Yeah. So Shawnee Shab had a question about probiotics. If you can see it. She wants to know if probiotic pills are beneficial or if they're a joke.
Oh, probiotics are amazing. Yes. No, not a joke. But definitely product quality, you have to look for that. So when you're looking at probiotics, make sure you read that label, because some of the companies, there's so much care that needs to go into creating a probiotic. It should never be in another product. So if you see a product and it has a whole bunch of things with probiotics, and those bugs probably aren't alive. But also look at the label and make sure it says guaranteed live through date of expiration.
Now I want to look at mine.
Yeah, many of them, if they're poor quality, will say guaranteed live through date of manufacturing, meaning they do not give a rip what the product quality is once it leaves the warehouse. So you definitely want to make sure you're taking a good potency probiotic.
I don't know. She wants to know about yogurt. Now, things like Activia, that's cooked. So they have to add the probiotic after they make it, I would assume, to keep them alive and active. So how good is Activia? And does it really have enough in there for you? I have no idea.
So that's what we don't know and a lot of people are like, oh, I take my Activia. I'm like, I'm so tired of hearing about Activia. It's such a great marketing campaign, right? Now, I'm Lebanese. My mother made yogurt every week. We grew up on yogurt, and she made yogurt. She made whole milk yogurt all growing up. So that's just what we did. These companies have capitalized on telling you that there's probiotics in their yogurt, but really you can't guarantee the potency. You can't guarantee they're alive. And then most of the time when people are eating yogurt, they're eating the yogurts that have sugars or artificial sweeteners in them. Most of these yogurts now, they'll say 0 carbs, and then they're sweetened with artificial sweeteners. Yeah. And so
I found one though that's sweetened with stevia.
Okay, which is
fine. It
wasn't
bad. It wasn't bad. It was sweetened with fruit juices and stevia. Good to me, or good, I don't know. I can't remember what it was called. But it was okay. It wasn't.
Yeah, I feel like if you can just buy, so I actually buy a really good coconut yogurt. But then you have to look for a
too good. Thank you, Juju.
Look for a whole milk yogurt. Those are hard to find. and don't just buy Greek yogurt, because Greek yogurt is just skim milk yogurt wrapped in sheep's clothing. So whole milk yogurts are going to be better. And then I love maple syrup, little dash of maple syrup. This dog's going crazy.
This makes me want to get my yogurt, because I like the Wheeze.
What is that one? I have to show you.
I'll show you my. I'll bring one in.
You go get yours. I'm gonna go get mine. Let's go share yogurts. Okay, we're gonna share yogurts. Okay, here we go.
Okay. So I don't know what the difference between a probiotic and a prebiotic are. So hopefully we can get that answered when they come back.
Okay. So the probiotic is, those are the bugs that live in your digestive tract. The prebiotics are the food that the probiotics eat. So prebiotics are going to be like, that's why we say like eat like bitter greens, dandelions, things like that. Those will actually feed the probiotics, and they just work in different parts of your gut. So, I've never seen that.
And they're in a glass container. They're really super expensive.
Okay.
I don't know how much they are, but they're so delicious.
Yeah.
I only buy like 5 at a time.
This is like $9 for this thing.
Oh wow.
And it's organic coconut yogurt, and
it says it's whole milk.
Good. What's that?
It says it's whole milk. So now I'm curious.
Oh, good. Yeah, this is full fat coconut. So, listen, I don't want to tell you to not eat yogurt, but just make sure you make the right choices. Don't eat, Activia. The Activia personally is garbage because it's mostly skim milk. If you can find a whole milk Activia, great. But I would just say buy a whole milk yogurt, put your own fruit in it. Again, a little bit of like cinnamon or a little maple syrup. Just sweeten it yourself. Don't buy pre-sweetened stuff.
I would have to say that this is pretty good.
Is that?
It says grade A milk. It says cane sugar. So that's cane sugar in it. Peaches, rice starch. I don't know. I don't think that's good for you. Pumpkin and black carrot juice.
That's probably for the color.
And yogurt cultures, the Belarus and the Thermophilus.
Thermophilus?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Maybe that's the strain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the bottom line is, so we all need probiotics because those are the good bugs that live in our gut. And listen, hopefully you're pooping every day. We're going to go back to pooping every day. The poop song. Hopefully you're pooping every day. And so think about it, like things move through your gut every day. So you should be replacing the bacteria because it sloughs off and it goes and it leaves your system. So you really should be putting the good stuff back into your system. So taking a probiotic is really a great idea, but just make sure that the product quality is where it should be. And
Lori J, I've never actually made yogurt, so I can't tell you if the probiotics in that is better. I don't know. And you cook it too. So do you kill the probiotic? I don't know how that works.
Well, and that's part of it, right? Is it's like you're cooking on a low heat, but then you're fermenting. And there's going to be some level of, that's why they can't guarantee it, right? So if you buy a probiotic supplement that's been made properly, they can guarantee the number of bacteria that's in that product. But you can't, when you see Activia, all it says is live yogurt cultures. No yogurt can guarantee what's in it. But again, it's good to eat as long as you're getting the quality, right? Don't eat the ones with sugar. And again, just go for a whole milk yogurt and then season it yourself, But I love what you said, Corky, is that if you just take that yogurt, put your own, what was it, pumpkin that was in there?
Yeah, there was pumpkin and you don't taste it because it's peach. It's pumpkin and black carrot juice.
Yeah. So usually black carrot juice is for color. So is it colored or no?
It's very much at the end. So I would assume so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. If it's kind of orange, you'll usually see
so is the probiotics. They're at the end as well.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So there's probably just one trace of it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
okay. I got to say hi to Lily. Hi, Lily. Go to bed. I know you're stalking me and you're 9 years old. So you need to go to bed. I appreciate you being here, but mama needs some time with her people here, but we'll see you soon. Okay, young lady. All right. Sweet dreams.
That's cute.
All right. So Shawnee's asking, saying, Therabiotic is my probiotic pills. Is that a good one?
Okay. Hang on. Let me go ahead and look that up and then I can.
Uncle Al, if I ate kimchi every day, my life would be great. Kimchi and sauerkraut, like for real.
Does it help you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Plus, it's good. But the things I like to eat it on aren't good. Like I want my sauerkraut on a hot dog or
right. Ask her which therabiotic she takes. There's multiple types.
I just have a cheapo probiotic that I take, and if I'm having problems, I'll take 2. So, is that good?
When is it?
It's like Nature's Own.
Thank you, Phelan Khan Wolf, for that super chat. Thank you very much.
Like, I don't know. I bought it.
Go get your probiotic. Let's check it out. Go get it.
All right. So you're talking about flavoring it. You said maple syrup adding to it for flavoring.
Yeah.
I got something better.
What is it?
Actually, let me make me big.
You make you big.
I made you big. Sorry, wrong one. Come on, there we go. There we go. Here we go. This is maple extract from Olive Nation.
Ooh, I want some of that. How do I get some of that?
On Amazon, Olive Nation maple extract.
Okay, that's great.
The other thing I have here.
Ooh, yummy.
No beaver butt juice here. This is pure.
It's the real thing.
It's the real thing.
No beaver butt juice.
This is what I have.
Nature's Bounty. Okay, so look at it. Look and see what it says about the expiration date. So let's look at that.
Hold on. I can't see. I'm becoming my father. I can't see. All right. Without a light.
Show us the label and let us wrapped bacon. I mean, everything's better with bacon.
It says, I don't know what that is. Lactobacillus.
Yeah. Are there any letters or numbers next to it?
Yes. It's 0.5 milligrams and it's 100 million CFUs.
Okay. So after lactobacillus, does it say like NCF or anything? Let me go get mine.
It says LA14.
Okay. All right. So now let's look up lacto. So would you say LA14?
LA14.
Okay. So you want to look up. Yeah. Okay. So when it has letters and numbers after it, you do want to, that's actually a good thing. So you want to look up and make sure that.
So the LA14 is good or whatever. I don't know.
Yes, sort of.
Okay.
So your probiotic should have some letters and numbers after it. That means that those are specific strains that have been tested to make sure that they're potent and they're designed to do what they need to do. So that's good. So then you want to look for to make sure that, does it say what's like the best through, like guaranteed live through what? Date of manufacturing or expiration?
Expiration date was 3/24.
But then it should say guaranteed live.
Oh, hold
on. So
on.
they'll all have a expiration date, but then it'll say guaranteed live through expiration or guaranteed live through date of manufacturing. So these are sort of like the secrets of how to find what's good, right? You don't have to know like what that strain is, but does it have letters and not? Now there was one particular brand, and I can't remember. It might have been a brand through oh gosh.
Yeah, it does. It says guaranteed quality and CFU through expiration when continuously stored in original packaging as directed, store in cool, dry, away from direct sunlight.
There you go. Okay.
So these are good?
Yeah, so those are okay.
Okay.
I won't give them my complete stamp of approval because I'm not fully familiar with the company, but those are the things you should look at. So those are definitely leveling up the product, right? Yeah, letters and numbers after it. It's guaranteed live through the date of expiration, not date of manufacturing. So you're okay so far. So that's good.
That's the only thing I bought. That's great.
Yeah, so there you go.
Because my krill was horrible.
So I hope all this talking probiotics answers one question from Julie asking what brand is best for women. But this one is, I missed this question and CB reposted it from Lori. I make homemade yogurt and strain it till it's thick as Greek yogurt. Is that better than store-bought probiotics?
She made it and strained it.
Yeah.
Did you make it out of whole milk? Which also, like, if you could make your own yogurt out of raw whole milk, oh my God, that is the cat's meow.
And Al posted this after it. Stick to old-fashioned yogurt for acid reflux.
I don't know about that. I will say that a lot of people have dairy allergies, which can cause acid reflux. So I'm not going to really agree with you on that one, Uncle Al.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. There's trying to catch on. Okay. Jujubee, Juliana. She was the co-host with Joe Sunday.
Oh yeah. Hi, Jujubee. How are you?
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
I see. So seed probiotics is what she took for a while. So it's like a pill inside of a pill, I guess.
Okay, hold on. Let's look it up.
And so again, it was a pill inside of a pill to be prebiotic and probiotic and probiotic together. So to get past what part of the gut it needed to.
Can you tell me what the difference is in the prebiotic and the probiotic? I'm so confused. Like, do I have to take them both? Like,
so I think you got up and went to get your stuff. So the prebiotic is the food by which the probiotic eats. So that's where I was saying dandelion, bitter greens, like those, that's what the probiotic wants. The good probiotics, like the healthy probiotics, want to eat in order to thrive. So
I've seen dandelion root pills before.
Yeah, you could do that. I do dandelion root tea. I pick dandelions from my garden or from my yard, and I dehydrate them. I make tea out of those. You can do tinctures. So dandelion's amazing. But any bitter greens, arugula, watercress. I was just eating a pile of watercress today with olives and fresh tomatoes from my garden. What else? Endive, frisee, all those bitter greens are so amazing for prebiotic health.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different. So the bacteria need food to thrive. If you're eating a lot of sugar, then you get the bad bacteria, and those guys they love sugar, and that's where your sugar cravings come from. So if you're somebody who has a lot of sugar cravings, you can probably then assume that you have a lot of altered bacteria, maybe candida or yeast infection in your gut, because they send those toxic signals to your brain to say, feed us, and they want to be fed sugar. So,
okay.
Yep.
And then Juby continues on. She makes whole milk yogurt using 5% Fage.
Faye. It's actually Faye. Yeah.
Faye.
Yeah, no, that's great. Because I think 4% is whole milk, 5% would be great. And that's how my mom she would just take a couple tablespoons of the yogurt she made from the week before, throw it in a pot with more whole milk. And, because you need the bacteria, basically, you're looking for the fermentation of the bacteria to make your next batch.
I had no idea it grows like that. So it's kind of like a sourdough. Like,
yeah.
They say sourdough is really good for your gut too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Sourdough is one of those things I'm going to venture into. I actually bought a book on natural sourdough fermentation. So I think I'm going to start doing some sourdough bread
I don't know why I'm so afraid of it. I'm just afraid of wasting all the ingredients because I messed it up or something. I don't know.
I know. You know what? You know what we should do? I'm going to come down. I'll visit, and I'll spend the weekend, and we'll do a YouTube live,
sourdough.
And we'll just Should we do that? We'll just make sourdough. We'll just drink wine and make sourdough. How's that sound?
We'll drink wine and kill all the good stuff that the Sourdough's giving us.
I mean, what is the worst that could happen? Which, by the way, I am drinking wine. I am killing my good bacteria. I will take probiotic before I go to bed. So
That's why it's really important not to overdrink.
exactly right.
A couple glasses a night, maybe.
Hey, I stick to Everclear.
They. Well, wait, you guys, Courtney, you guys were drinking. Was it cider? Was it apple Everclear? What were you drinking?
Moonshine.
I know, but was it apple?
We have our own apple trees here. So we had such a good year. We picked about 100 pounds of apples. So it was pure apple. Yeah.
So we're trying to get some apples pressed to make some cider and some apple moonshine.
Yummy.
I can. You want to know how to make a homemade apple press?
Yes, please.
Bill, there are several ways to do this.
Yes.
Probably the easiest, if you know someone that has a machine shop or whatever, and it'll let you come in there afterwards when they have the hydraulic press, and you just make your bucket, put it in there, and drain it. But I've seen people use on YouTube make several different videos of making this. They get from Harbor Freight. They get the little press thing with the jack on and stuff. They take a 5-gallon bucket, drill a whole bunch of holes in it, line it with cheesecloth, put the apples in there, have a thick board that'll go almost all the way to the bottom, put it on there and just jack it down.
Okay. Yeah, because we'll need a hydraulic press for that, I think. Yeah.
Because usually they use a screw press.
Right.
That's
I've been looking at hydraulic presses and I'm like, I could probably get one for about $1,000. But
hang on. I'm going to beat that price right now.
Okay, good. Well, because I'm looking on like Craigslist and I would love to make. I want to make a beautiful, clean, crisp, dry cider, hard cider.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yes.
Right? I love apple. Great. I like apple more than I love anything pumpkin spice. I'm not a pumpkin spice girl. I want just like apple cider or hot apple cider.
Wow. Look what we have here. We got
Look
a 12.
That.
It looks like a guillotine.
It does.
This is a 12-ton press for $169. The 20-ton press for $249. And basically what it is, I'm going to enlarge it here.
But then we need a grinder. We need a grinder for the apples. But this is good. I could see us utilizing this. And then, all right.
What happens is this bottom bar right here. This bar right there that the jack is sitting on is what goes down.
Okay, so what do you put underneath it to collect the juice?
So basically what you do is you put down below here on where these pads are. I would get like one of those metal wash tubs that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. Put that in there. Then you put your bucket with all the holes drilled inside that bucket, put your block of wood on there and just push it right on down and squish everything.
Okay.
That's a good, okay.
I've never made.
You want to talk mechanical engineering? It's me and my oldest son.
Okay.
He actually got a degree in mechanical engineering.
Bill and I were trying to. Sorry, go ahead, Courtney.
It's okay. She said, "Can't you buy a fruit press for $289?"
I have looked, and it depends. Like, you can. I could find like a 1-gallon fruit press. And I was like, oh, that's like $100. But then I'm like, a gallon? What? That's going to be a lot. Bill has a whole friggin' orchard, right? So Bill says for pressing bearings machine shop. So yeah. So we just want to get like 5 to 10 gallons of juice this year so we can practice and figure out like to create this product. Right. And so he found a guy and then looped us into a text thread. And the guy was like, wait, I thought it was going to be one person. I have secrets. I make wine and beer and you're supposed to just drop your stuff off to me and leave it. And you can't see my operation because you could steal my secrets. And I'm like, dude, we just want to get some apples pressed. Like,
yeah.
Here
I didn't think of that.
You got two different ones here.
So see that's a 5-gallon there. Like I saw that one. That was pretty cool. And then there's a couple of hydraulic ones. Like I was looking at like maybe like a 10-gallon, but then you got to get the grinder. So yeah, there's the grinder there for $139. Yeah. So we could get a low, probably a low cost one to start.
Here you go. 3.2 gallon one for under $100.
Yeah.
Apple cider is so good for you.
Yeah. What do you use to press your apples, Courtney?
I didn't press them. I made juice. We have an apple steamer or a fruit steamer.
Okay.
That you put on the stove or wherever. You can put it on a hot plate.
Okay.
And it steams the apples on the top. You put water on the bottom, it steams it, and it comes out a tube and makes juice that way.
Oh, okay.
And then you can use the apples on the top to make like apple butter or, you can, so it's several different ways. It's pretty
amazing.
Nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So quick to guys. Well, the one question down below here. Get back to this here.
So specific probiotics against Candida. So there's actually a whole protocol for Candida. Which would include super garlic, so high dose garlic. Garlic has a compound called allicin, ALLICIN, which is highly effective at killing Candida. So put you on a high dose of allicin.
I love garlic. My husband yells at me because I put it on everything. He's like, it gives me heartburn. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Then he has a gut problem.
It's the hot sauce he puts on after the garlic that gives him the heartburn.
It's the moonshine is what it is. Tell him it's the moonshine, not the garlic. And then you want to use a high dose aromatic essential oils like thyme, sage, oregano. Those are all bug killers. So we have to kill the Candida infection. And then the specific probiotic that I put people on, so we want to kill, so use the killers, but I then put you on a specific strain called Saccharomyces boulardii, which is actually resistant to being killed in the killing process, but it is also helps to kill. So it's a really unique bacteria in that, like I say, it's like if you ever have to go on steroids or antibiotics, you want to be on a Saccharomyces boulardii.
There for a while, I was on a lot of antibiotics.
Yeah.
And right after I had my son, I had IV antibiotics.
Ugh.
So I think a lot of my stomach issues now, I mean, I know this was like it was close to 5 years ago now. But I think a lot of my stomach issues are from antibiotics because it just wipes you out. And though antibiotics are really good for you, I'm not downing those. They're good for you, but they just wipe you out. And
it's an assault. It's an assault on your immune system. And so then you have to figure out, and a lot of people's bodies can't recover from that. And it sounds like yours couldn't either, because again, once you put that assault in and the bad bugs take over, they are powerful. They are a powerful army. So you need to go in there and be able to kill them guys off. And then
like right after I had my son, I had to go to the emergency room and I had endometriitis. And they gave me IV antibiotics for that because I had an infection in my uterus because they didn't do my C-section properly.
Oh my gosh. Why did you have to have a C-section, or is that not what you want to discuss?
No, I'll talk about it. I had to have one because they induced me and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing. And they gave me all the stuff to induce me and I didn't feel cramps, nothing. He was staying, baby.
Oh my God. These dang kids, man, they just ruin again. Okay. So she did not deliver from her vagina. It came out of her abdomen like a freaking alien. Okay.
Yeah,
like
I watched them basically cut me open. Right.
Oh, I gotta do it.
Hello.
But yeah, I think a lot of my stomach issues is from that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. And your kid too. I don't know what your kid has going on, but when the baby does not go through the birth canal, they don't get all mama's bacteria. Like that's all critical bacteria.
Yeah.
And also the vaginal canal is designed to squeeze the baby. It squeezes all the fluid out of the baby. So so kids who are born C-section actually have higher degrees of health issues, learning disabilities, any kind of ADD, ADHD, chronic digestive issues because they didn't get your bacteria, health issues. So I don't know if that describes your child at all, but important
Yes,
to
100%.
recognize. Yeah.
Did Lori's comment get adjusted?
Sorry, Corky and I went off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Okay, my eldest had a weird infection of thrush. She's afraid it'll come back, and there's something she should keep away. So thrush is a yeast infection. When you get thrush, and it's usually around the mouth, again, that's systemic, so that's in the whole body. How old is your? Did she say how old she was?
No, she didn't say. Didn't say how old she was.
Yeah. So how old? You want to be giving again specific probiotics. You want to limit the sugar. You want to get on a healing gut healing protocol for your daughter. Why do I feel like
her daughter, yeah.
Daughter, yeah, for your daughter. So dietary change. And specific nutrients to help to correct the candida, which I can definitely help you with. But I don't know enough about what you're saying there, but yeah, it's definitely.
She's 23. Hang on, it's the newest one in here. Let me see if I can get down to it.
Oh, told her to put her on antibiotics and told her to stay away from sugar. So probiotics, not a bad idea, but I was explaining to Courtney is that she probably needs some killing in there. And if she's 23 and she's still having issues, this would be one of those situations where I would say better test than guess. Simple urine test to test her gut bacteria to see exactly what's in there. Then I know how far upstream to go to get her body to heal. But especially at 23, get that taken care of now. So because the problems do compound as you get older. So.
All right. Now I'm going to go off the rail here.
Popping garlic again and start. See, the doctor right after I had my son did a blood panel and said that I had high cholesterol and all of that. And I started drinking the red wine and started doing garlic pills. And I went and had another panel. And she's like, "Oh, you don't have it anymore." So I'm just going to start doing that again as well.
Yeah.
And take my probiotics and just.
Yeah. And a little liver cleanup, like a liver cleanse would probably be helpful. Just start flushing that out.
What is the proper liver cleanse? Like what?
It's a great question.
Lemon juice or something?
Oh my God. There's so many cleanses out there. And I always warn people that the cleanses are, they can be really dangerous. So people go on these juice fasts. They, the water fasting. There's so much controversial evidence about, 7-day water fast, 3-day water fast, fasting in general. I'm not opposed to fasting, but I think once you get past the 24-hour fast, it becomes too controversial. And I think there's so many things we can do in the meantime to help our bodies without having to go through that. And it can be very difficult for people. So that being said, when we start to look at, we need a part 3 with Dr. Paula, Lori J says, thank you. So sorry, go back. What was your question?
I said, what's a proper liver cleanse?
Liver. Okay.
I was thinking about doing something like Rise. You see that now? And it's like that. It's called Rise, and it is a blend of different mushrooms.
Oh,
and help with inflammation and liver and stomach and gut issues and stuff like that.
Send me that. I can take a look at it. So here's the thing. The way the liver detoxifies is there are 2 phases to the liver. Phase 1 is really slow. phase 1 is really fast. Phase 2 is really slow. So what that means is that the toxins come into the body. So whether it's from the environment, your food, the air, your water, laundry detergent, lotions, soaps, all those things. So you get all these toxins bombarding you every single day. Phase 1 is super fast. So it's like processing, sends it over to phase 2 in the liver. And I would say phase 2 is like the kid living in your basement. It's like, I'll get to it and I'm ready, you know? And so you have all these toxins coming in, and phase 2 is like, all right, okay, this one can get flushed out. And then, because this is how in my head, this is how I think teenagers speak. So, and then when it can't handle it, it puts it into long-term storage, because if the body can't get rid of something safely, it has to put it into long-term storage, or it's going to shut your liver and your kidneys down and your other organs. So phase 1, super fast. Phase 2, slow. It can only process so much and then puts the rest to fat. So a lot of people who can't lose weight, a lot of it is a toxic load issue. So, so we have to get you on a program that actually increases the speed of phase 2 of liver detoxification. And that's what I do. I have a specific program that I put people on that helps phase 1, and then phase 2, speed up phase 2. So we got phase 1 coming in super fast. Phase 2 can keep up with it. We've just inspired that teenager living in the basement to actually like clean his room. I don't know why he's a boy. I don't know why. Hopefully nobody takes offense. And then also phase 3 is your kidneys to be able to filter all that out. So really, really important that you're supporting all those really critical organs to detoxify. The specific detox that I use actually helps to pull heavy metals from the brain. It pulls toxins from the brain. So most of the people within 2 or 3 days are like, oh my gosh, I can sleep better. I'm thinking more clearly. I don't have brain fog. So again, a lot of these detox programs, like a colon cleanse. Okay, well, we're flushing out the colon. That's okay, because, you know, that can, you know, sometimes pull, you know, things systemically. But I like a full systemic cleanse that's going to pull from the brain all the heavy metals and get it out safely. So yes, there are safe ways to do it, and there are unsafe ways to do it.
All right. Couple things here. I'm just going back here over the thing. Gonna go off. All right. So, you know, Lori wants to do a part 3. I'm up to it if you want to do it in another week or so.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my social life. So I'm good.
You were talking about C-sections and referring to a movie, an alien popping out like a C-section.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one popping out here. Oh!
Gil, you're starting to freak me out.
I'm sorry, you said anything like that. I had to go grab my puppet. And of course, Joe's out there Ubering, but
thanks for jumping on, Joe.
Yeah, everyone that has not subscribed yet to Paula, she's at 862.
Oh, nice.
We need to get her to 1,000,
yes,
so we can get her monetized. So she, as part of her monetization, she can do channel members, and she can answer Lori's question. Where was it here? Where was it here? Lori was saying, there. She wanted to know if being a survivalist level to me gives her a private hour with Dr. Paula. See, she does the level. She can have a level of people doing private hours with her.
I like how you're thinking, Lori J. All right, we might have to talk about that. Lori J did ask about detox information on my website. I dropped a link to, it's through my online store, but it is the detox page, and there's great information on there. There's a blog on there, just things that I can't explain in this moment better than you can read on the website. And then if you have any questions, you can reach out to me from there.
Yeah. So there was the link to that you just said, and then Gear dropped the link to her channel.
Thank you so much.
So you guys can go over there, and if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe.
You guys are so kind. I appreciate the boost.
Yeah. So let me switch things around here. I want to do. I got 2 giveaways to do right now. Going to do the $15 giveaways for channel members, and so, oops, I got to change this. Dang it! I keep forgetting it when I first do it up. I can't run it with the audio on my shared screen because it gives an echo in the beginning, but now I can do, because I want to make sure I have the audio. There we go. And come on, let's do it. Why isn't it sharing it?
FYI, my face is not red because I've been drinking. Just putting that out there. My face is red because I blew leaves today. I was outside.
Same.
Yeah, let me try that again. Add.
Did you mulch yours?
No, I did blow them. All my leaves. I have a food forest, so I just blew them all over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
There it goes. All right. So just to let everybody know, if you are a prepper level, you get on the wheel once. If you're the gray man level, you get on the wheel twice. If you're the survivalist level, you get on the wheel 10 times.
Is this for Camp Patton as well, or no?
What's that?
Is this for Camp Patton as well?
No, this is just for Gray Man Prepping.
Okay.
So these are the Gray Man Prepping channel members. And let me make sure I got the right one here. Yeah, all right. Suzanne's on.
Hey, Moon.
Alicia's on there. All the Things Acres. Kathy D's on there. Dioris is on there. So this is all the channel members. So I'm going to shuffle everybody up. Trying to mix them up here. And let's see, $15 Amazon gift card. King Poopa!
Yay,
Dustin,
honey!
are you still here? You gotta be here to win. Dustin, are you still here? Courtney turns around. Dustin, get out of the ring!
Hurry up.
You didn't see
in the chat.
Okay, they said they didn't see the wheel moving. And I'm looking over here.
I did not see the wheel moving either.
Uh-oh. We're having a little communication.
He's here. He's just popped in.
Technical difficulties with the ionosphere. Okay. I'm looking over here. My light is freezing up here.
Congratulations, King Pooh.
I just froze a little bit. Is everybody frozen? Census. All right. So Dustin, you need to make a comment.
He did. He said, I'm here. Oh, we lost him.
Oh, wow. It's you and me, Courtney. We're going rogue. I did not see the spinner spinning. Did you?
No, I didn't. I heard the music and everything.
Yeah.
But, you know what? I just chalk it up because he always freezes. He always has an issue freezing.
So. Yeah. So he said he crashed. Yeah. Yeah. So Gil wasn't impressed with my mulching and my leaves.
Poop. What's
that?
Poop, y'all. He went poop. He'll be back.
He went. Nee.
He's working on coming back.
He went poof. Did you say poof or poop?
I said poop.
Lori J said he went poof. And I was like, wait, you said poop, didn't you? Yeah.
That's right, Lori J. Everybody.
Oh, here we go. There he is.
Yeah, this has been over almost a year since it kicked me out. But right now we're getting a lot of geomagnetic stuff from the sun. So, all right. Yeah.
Hey, Chris said when he comes back, he'll probably be in a costume. Oh, he froze again.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. we can't do the giveaways, can we?
No, not without him. He has the wheel.
All right, what have you harvested this week?
I haven't harvested anything, but I have tons of carrots in the ground right now.
Do you?
And then I'm gonna plant my garlic soon.
Okay. Dude, I gotta get some garlic in the ground. That is like, what is the best way to start planting garlic?
Well, I don't know. I guess everybody does it differently, but I do it right after the first frost because I don't want my garlic growing and then freeze.
Right.
It's a bulb, like you plant daffodils. It's like a bulb. So I just plant it in the ground like November. Like I should be doing it now, like November 2nd. Like that's when you probably should be doing it.
And how many bulbs do you plant?
Well, usually I don't plant that many, but this year I bought a ton of garlic, so I'm going to plant a ton.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, King Poopah came in. It says he's on both channels, so he's in there. So he got it. So let me see if I can do this again without screwing it up. So King Poopah got the one. And Destin, since I don't have your personal email, it'll be going to Courtney. $15 Amazon.
Okay.
That way you guys can share and do it however you want to spend it together. Put it towards a Apple Press or whatever, All righty. So let's get in here. Present, share screen, entire screen.
You said A now.
All right, that's up there. All right, let's
oh, look at that.
Close that. And hit shuffle again and twice. And for the second card, let's see if it works.
Is it supposed to make noise? Isn't it supposed to make like sound and noise and all kinds of fun stuff?
You can have the option to turn it off, but
okay.
Yeah, it plays music. Okay, Walt Rogers. Walt is a survivalist level. He does not need to be here. So Walt wins the other $15. All right.
Susan, you're such a great mod.
Yeah. Thank you, Susan.
You need a trophy.
All righty. Now, all right, we've been having problems. I'm going to go ahead and switch something up here. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down. And it's Sarah from Against the Wind. And I'm going to bring up the, this is for the $150 one. I've added in the two new ones that have joined it. That's Suzanne Galley and Prairie Rider have been added to the wheel. So
I've been saying Suzanne's name wrong all these years.
Is it Susie Ann?
You say Goulet and I say Golette. Oh. I'm so sorry.
It's French, like Robert Goulet.
I'm so sorry.
But is it Susie Ann or Suzanne?
I love you, Suzanne. Suzanne.
It's Susie Ann or Suzanne?
Hey, big chap. How you doing, honey?
Hey, big chap. How's it going? All right. So this is the $150 for the that goes to the survivalist level channel members. All right. So I'm going to shuffle it. And oh, Walt struck twice. Lightning struck twice for Walt tonight.
He's a very, very lucky person.
Yeah. Walt, who is also a deputy sheriff. All right. So let me go ahead and take that out and bring us back here.
Congratulations.
And hopefully, without all the extra stuff going on, it will straighten out. It won't kick me out anymore.
There is no chicken dinner with your winning streak. winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, it's not with all the beef he has up there on his parents' ranch. All righty. So let me see here. Was there let me
Scrolling through.
scroll back up here and see if there are any other questions that I spot right off the bat here. Okay, I was on the wheels. Oh, okay, I missed it. CR stepped out. He's sliding. He slid out.
Saw that.
About 8 minutes ago.
He had to run and eat because we made him hungry with the yogurt talk.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And the garlic. Yogurt and garlic. Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
No. that's about
Although there is a Middle Eastern dish, and it's a hot dish, and it's made with shredded chicken, onions, garlic, chickpeas, and it's in a yogurt sauce. So that could be good.
I have had a yogurt dip.
Yeah.
I don't know who makes it, but they put chives and stuff in it. It's for like vegetables.
Oh, okay.
And it tastes just like chip dip, but it's made with yogurt.
I could do that.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But it's plain yogurt. It's not sweet or anything.
Yeah.
Like it's not, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there's a lot of communications going on my end again here, because both of you were talking kind of robotic-y, and I'm noticing over on YouTube, I'm freezing. I keep on going. So
I love tzatziki sauce.
So good. I make that too. I make that out of the Lebanese. So when you take the yogurt and you strain it, you make it really thick. And then I take the cucumbers and I put those in the food processor, and then I put them in cheesecloth. So I strain those and then blend it together with like several cloves of fresh pressed garlic and just fresh salt. Oh my God.
Now that makes me hungry because I love cucumbers.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
I attempted to eat every single cucumber that we had that we didn't pickle. I tried so hard.
So good.
They're so good.
Do you pickle?
Yes. We pickled a lot of them, but I ate as many as I could.
I super prefer them fresh for sure. Yeah.
They're so yummy.
Yeah.
thank you very much for Mr. Roboto. Mr. Whatever that song was. I'm not going to sing it. I don't want to get a strike.
Checked off asked about apple cider vinegar.
All right. What's the ACV question?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm looking back up here trying to find checked off. Big day for Walt. How far back up? Checked off. Put it back in.
Lori, that sounds so good. Usually they put a tzatziki on a gyro or gyro. I call them gyro, but everyone calls them gyro. But yeah, usually they put it on a gyro, but I could probably just eat it by itself.
Do like grilled chicken. So we would make a marinated grilled chicken breast and then put it in a pita and then do a fresh salad with romaine with just lemon juice and garlic dressing and stuff that on top and load it with tzatziki on top. Oh my God.
Oh yes.
Oh my God, my mouth is watering. Okay.
I guess it was just a general thought. Like they would just want to know your thoughts on apple cider vinegar.
I love apple cider vinegar. I always have a jar on hand. I put it in my water every morning. I do. So
Ron jumped in here with a comment. Best
food ever. Which one? Tzatziki, grilled chicken. I don't know. We had so
apple
much
cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar. Yeah. He said he wasn't prepared to come on screen. He will next time. So that was good. He has some great insight. So I usually put about maybe a couple tablespoons in like a 32-ounce water jug. And then I put a pinch of sea salt. And sometimes I put a little bit of vitamin C in there. And then same thing. I don't down it all at once. I drink like maybe a third of it and I fill it, and I drink a third and I fill it. I just keep drinking and filling and drinking and filling until I can't taste it anymore. So apple cider vinegar is probably, most people have digestive issues. So if you can do 1 to 2 tablespoons and just a little bit of water before a meal, it's probably the best digestive enzyme you can take. You want to get the acid level in the stomach up in order to help your body digest food. Most people who have acid reflux don't have enough acid in the stomach. So the ACV will actually help to increase that acid in your stomach. So I love it for that. I love it in the morning. It helps like give a good liver gallbladder flush early in the morning, but also if you have digestive issues, definitely do it before a meal and see if that helps.
This is a question because I'm totally into gut health because I have so many issues. I was taking Pepcid with bitters.
Yeah.
I was taking that for a while. What are your thoughts on that? Is it good? Because my problem was I was taking it and I was getting heartburn. But when you take that, you can't take Tums because it
Just
stops the
counteracting.
process. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was having problems. Like, what am I gonna do? Just live with heartburn? Like I couldn't. So what do I do?
So Pepcid, does this all relate back to the gut issues? Like from the antibiotics when you're in the
Yeah,
hospital?
I mean, I was taking that for a couple weeks
Yeah.
to try and like
So
get
the
my
acid blockers, when you shut the acid down, and then what happens is the valve doesn't close. So the body works on pH levels. When the stomach acid is, I think it's 3.2 or 3.4, I forget. But the stomach acid has to be at a certain level, and then it closes the esophageal valve, and then the stomach goes churn, churn, churn. And then when that gets to a certain pH, then it opens up the valve to the duodenum. And then, so that's how your gut works, is that certain pH, the valves open and close. So when there's not enough acid in the stomach, the valves won't close properly. So you'll continue to get acid reflux. So when you're taking Pepcid and you're still getting acid reflux, your valves aren't closing. And so whatever acid is in there is still coming up. So you could probably you could try the ACV. You have to be a little careful too, though, because with a scenario like that, you want to make sure you're not getting like Barrett's esophagus, or you're getting the erosions in the esophagus. So in the esophagus,
and that's why you water down. You don't want to just straight up take
correct.
apple cider vinegar because you
Yeah,
can rot your
it's
teeth and
really
everything else,
caustic.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you do
you
have to
just
be
drink it with
careful.
water.
Yeah. And then if that doesn't work, I try to give people like the lowest cost ways to help fix this. But if that doesn't work, then we probably need to test so we can be more strategic. And then just really get serious, and then just, do like a good 6-8 week program and see how that works for you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm here for you, girl.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Texas Rob just came in. Channel 3 just came in. Texas Rob, you missed the probiotics. We covered that for about a half an hour earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry, Texas Rob. I hope you don't have
All right,
problems.
so Lori's asking a question. Can we take a PPI with apple cider vinegar?
That's a loaded question.
What's PPI?
Proton pump inhibitor, acid blockers. So Nexium, Protonic, those, right?
That would just completely.
Yeah, you're just working against yourself, right? So then the question, it's kind of like what you just asked, right? You're like, well, I was taking the PPI, but I felt like I needed to take Tums. So
yeah, eventually it went away, but it was like a week of heartburn. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, I couldn't live with it. It's driving me crazy.
And I have to be honest, so if I have patients who are on PPIs, I would have them take apple cider vinegar only if I have them on a complete protocol. So let me just give you guys a quick download on the protocol. Is that there's specific things we need to do to wean. You have got to wean off of the PPIs. You cannot just go off of them cold turkey, or you will get the rebounding. So I will have people take ACV as long as they're committed to a 12-week weaning off program. So the answer is yes, but I would say only under the supervision of a doctor. And I know it's food. You can do whatever you want, right? ACV is food. You can do it. But you know what? PPIs are whatever. You can walk into a store and take them. Like, this is what makes them so dangerous. You just walk in,
Lori
you
J,
know.
I have GERD as well, and mine is because I had my gallbladder taken out. So
Mhm,
I have a lot of issues like with my stomach because of my
mhm,
gallbladder not being there.
mhm.
So yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, girl.
So that's where there's also specific enzymes you should be taking if you don't have a gallbladder, because you have to assist the liver, because the gallbladder attaches to the liver and the gallbladder is your fat emulsion. So if you aren't taking specific enzymes to make up for that, then that can cause congestion and non-alcoholic alcoholic fatty liver disease. So basically everything will back up into the liver. So
Okay.
no gallbladder means you have to really support your liver very, very um, heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Because you're trying to help the acid level at the stomach. You're trying to increase the reason your gallbladder went bad is because if you go upstream, it's bad, it's poor, you've had poor digestive habits. So whether it's poor diet or poor absorption or food sensitivities or allergies or, like Courtney, antibiotics, steroids, like a lot of people who have just, been exposed to a lot of medications for certain things that will drastically change the gut. So when you change the gut, it changes the processes and it can cause the gallbladder to go bad. So it's poor digestion, poor digestive habits, which is why the gallbladder can go bad. So anything you can do to improve that, super helpful. So ACV, definitely helpful.
Lori, there is no need to apologize for any questions. That's what this is all about. Yeah, you're not screwing with the chat, Lori. You're bringing stuff up.
I know I'm a mess. Oh, girl, we're here to
Don't
love
worry,
on you.
Christian. I didn't know either up until like a year or so ago and I had my gallbladder taken out like 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm in the same boat. My doctors, they take it out, but they don't tell you how to take care of yourself. But there for a while, I was like craving green beans and I hated them before my gallbladder. But after my gallbladder, I wanted green beans. Well, I go to find out that green beans are full of vitamin K, which you lack when you lose your gallbladder.
The body
So
is
I was
so
like eating
incredible.
green beans like you wouldn't believe. I'm like, man, I don't know what's up with this, but I was eating green beans like crazy because of that reason. And your body will kind of tell you what you need. And the green beans thing was one of them. I'm like, I couldn't get enough. So
Yeah, and to that point, exactly. Doctors are like, "Oh, we need to take your gallbladder out." Okay, bye. And they don't tell you why. Okay, let's help you to why did you have to have the gallbladder out to begin with? What do we need to do now that caused the gallbladder to go bad? Like what habits, things that you were doing can we change? But that's not in their wheelhouse. They don't know those things. So it's great that you're here. I'm glad you're getting that information. And you know what? It is what it is. If you had your gallbladder out, it's totally fine. Let's just figure out how to move forward from it and make sure that all the rest of your organs are fully supported, so that nothing else, manages to take the brunt of it.
when I
One of the
found
things
out that
I got to jump in here. I
go
have
ahead.
to jump in on this. If the doctor says, "Oh, we need to take your gallbladder out," it says, "What other options are there? Why
Well,
did
at
it
that point,
fail?
I was in
What can
pain.
you do to fix it so you
Yeah.
don't have to take it out?"
I was in pain. So at that point, I was like, just get this thing out of me. I want it out because a gallbladder attack is not cool. And so I was in pain and I didn't ask those questions. I just wanted the thing out of me. And I did a nuclear test and everything went real slow through me. And then, and so I just had a major issue and I did have a blockage. But I just didn't ask those questions because I was in pain and I wanted the stupid thing gone, you know? I was tired of at night waking up and my back hurt and, you know, all that stuff. So, and yeah, Chris, I felt robbed when I found out that all that information after the fact. Like no one ever told me that. And I went to doctors and they're like, "Oh, you have GERD because you don't have your gallbladder," you know, that kind of thing. And I was on Prilosec for a very long time, but I only took it as needed because I don't like taking pills. I don't take them every day and stuff like that. So I stopped taking it because you've heard of all the stories behind that particular medicine. So, you know, I just felt robbed from not knowing that information, you know.
Yeah.
So
It is, and the unfortunate part about that is once it hits the gallbladder, you know, typically people have issues that they go to the doctor and they're like, I'm not feeling good. Or, you know, there's definitely things that are leading up to the gallbladder. But once the gallbladder's to the point where Courtney's describing her experience, it's almost like you're saying, like, you're like, no, just take it out. And honestly, it's kind of an emergency at that point because your whatever was leading up to it, if they weren't able to help you figure it out prior, then they created that emergency situation for you, and now it has to come out or it's going to rupture. Like so that's the sad part about it, is that I'm sure there were signals, there were things leading up, there were like signs, there was something, you know. But again, it's not in the wheelhouse of the medical doctors to be able to say, oh, let's check your gut. Oh, maybe you need some digestive enzyme. Oh, you know, maybe you need some omegas. Like, you know, let's support your gallbladder. You know, and there's these certain like trifecta things, right? So trifecta is like, if you have gut issues, you lose your gallbladder, if you've been on the pill, and if you have certain issues like endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, those are like I said trifecta. I know that was only 3, but I named more than that. But usually there's signs leading up to if a woman, specifically women, have certain things going on, you know, gallbladder, gut, reproductive issues. Boom, you better pay attention. You better help that woman fix those things.
yeah.
That's usually a liver issue. And if you don't fix the liver issue, it'll back up into the gallbladder.
Or it could be an ovarian issue as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Like,
all related. Yeah.
yeah.
The ovarian issue is from the
literally, I just
liver,
had
right?
a cousin who passed away from ovarian cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it feels, and like everything I hear about it is like IBS symptoms. So it's like, what do you do? Like, it's scary.
Well, that goes upstream, right? So if it's ovarian, I mean, gosh, we could loop back to where we started today. Cancer, vitamin D for sure. Cancer, gut for sure. So it doesn't matter what the cancer is, what the autoimmune is, what the disease process is. If we don't fix the nutrient deficiency, if we don't fix the gut absorption issue, and then you have to look at the liver and the liver's ability to clear those things. And we have so many genetic issues that prevent the liver from properly filtering and properly detoxifying things. So there, you know, again, that's where the holistic picture comes in, is that you're not IBS. IBS is a symptom of all the other crap that's been going on that nobody's been able to help you figure out.
Which I think now this is just my theory. I think because I had issues, but I chalked it up for not having a gallbladder. But after I had my son, I chalked it up to all those issues I had because I, you know, I had all those antibiotics. I'm not saying antibiotics are wrong because yes, people do need them.
They're overused. You can say that.
The IV antibiotic and all the antibiotics that I've been on this last year for different things, for being sick and all of that, it's too much for me.
It's too much for anybody, right?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, your body's not deficient in the antibiotics. So were you strep B positive with your son? Did you have IV antibiotics with him for?
No, I had to have emergency DNC after I had my son. Like,
okay.
7 weeks, 8 weeks later, I almost died. Yeah, because they
Glad
left,
you're here.
not to be gross, but they left part of the afterbirth inside me from having a C-section.
How does that even happen? How?
Yeah, it was horrible. And I thought I was dying.
And this is where we're grateful for the medical community when we have to be in a hospital, but they still screw up. It's like, what is it that the equivalent of like, oh gosh, I forget. It's like 150,000 deaths per year from properly prescribed medications. It's something like that. It's like some ridiculous number of people that die from properly prescribed medications. It's like, why is that? That's not the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I'm having fun with the side chat right now with Uncle Al, Lori, Suzanne, everything.
Are we hijacking? Did we hijack the?
No, they're hijacking it away a different way here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
Lori goes. Al made a comment. Lori goes, "Are you up here in Canada?" He goes, "No, California." And it's like California, as Gil calls it.
California.
Yeah, my doctor lied about it. That was the worst part about it.
Oh, you're kidding? Yeah, because they don't want to get sued.
The emergency room. The emergency room doctor told me I had endometriitis, not osis, because I had an infection. And then when I get up to the room and they gave me my antibiotics and pain medicine, the doctor came in the next day and said, "Oh, you don't have endometriitis," after I took all of those antibiotics throughout the night. So it wasn't an infection, or was it an infection?
Right.
Like, what exactly was it? I think they were just covering their ass.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry, guys. I love you guys. Already know me, so I love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Good. It's all good. I love it. I love it.
Sure, things are more than two: death and taxes, and everybody poops.
Yes, everybody should poop. Everybody poops, but everybody should poop at least twice a day. So not just everybody poops. We should say everybody should at least twice a day. Not normal. If you don't.
Unless they're a politician, then they poop every time they open their mouths.
Truth. # truth. Yeah, another doctors lie. Yep. Yeah, my dad died of a broken leg. So he fell on a Thursday morning, broke his leg. They took him to the hospital. I left work. I went out there, went to the hospital to see him. And he was 6 weeks shy of his 80th birthday. We were planning a big 80th birthday party for him.
Aww.
And the doctor came in and he said, well, this was 11 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. And he said, I'm not sure we can get an orthopedic in here before the weekend. I'm like, before the weekend? It's Thursday morning. You've got an 80-year-old man. And statistically, if you're over 70 and you break a bone and you end up in the hospital, you have a 50% chance of leaving the hospital. So I'm like, you need to get an orthopedic in here now. Like, he's got a broken leg. They did not do surgery to fix the leg until the following Tuesday.
And by then it was already starting to mend. So did they have to re-break it?
I have no idea, but he died 6 weeks later. He never left the hospital. Infection after infection after infection. They couldn't get it under control. And I'm like, yeah, because you guys decided it was a good idea to wait 5 days to fix his broken leg. Like, if that's not malpractice.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, like, if you think you broke your toe, like, don't wait, because the same thing can happen. You can get an infection in your toe and lose your toe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right. So, yeah. So we're going to have a birthday party and we had a funeral instead. And it's like,
I'm so sorry.
These doctors, they don't, it's ridiculous, and it's like, it's sheer malpractice. Right. And they just want to cover their ass.
I'm so sorry that
Yeah,
happened.
I know. No, I appreciate it, but yeah.
My great grandfather, who was one of the big shakers and movers back in early California down in Riverside County, he had the first combine in California. And
Wow.
it was a huge one. It had like, it wasn't 40 mules. It was like 80 mules pulling this. This thing was like 100 yards wide, had all these guys on. I got a picture of it somewhere that my dad had.
What year was this?
1920s. 19. Yeah.
So there were actual mules on pulling the combine.
Mhm.
Wow, that had to be cool.
That's really cool.
Anyways, he fell off a wagon, broke a leg, went to the hospital and died.
Crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, we did, of course, this is back then, I'm getting it from my dad, who got the story from his mom, my grandfather's daughter, about what happened and stuff.
And that kind of
my dad wasn't born until
die
1930.
right away. Like pain?
Don't know.
Shock?
All they know is that he went to the hospital. He made it to the hospital from out in the middle of Riverside farmland. Several thousands of acres out there. Made it. They got him to the hospital, and he was in the hospital. I don't know how long, and he died in the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so
that happened in the 20s. That should not have happened 12 years ago, right?
Oh no, not at all.
It's like it was like 1920, or in the 19 teens or something. He was born in 1880.
Wow.
No, not 1880. No. My dad was born in 1930. His dad was born in 1880. My great grandfather was born in 1830. So he was born in 1830. So he was up in his 80s or 90, up close to his 90. So yeah, but they said he was still working hard, running the farms and everything, riding around, doing everything. Slipped off the wagon, helping load stuff. Broke his leg, went to the hospital, died.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. I have to refill my water. BRB.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't do a small water. I do a half gallon at a shot. And I went looking for more of these at Walmart. That's where I got 3 of them. I got one, then I got 2 more up here because the grandkids kept trying to drink mine. So I got 2 more, one for my wife, one for the grandkids, and yeah, it's I went back. The next year I went back looking for these. Walmart no longer carried these big monsters.
Oh.
And these were like $4.99.
Oh wow.
I should have gotten 3 more and put them in storage. Part of my prepping supplies.
Lori J, it's funny that you talk about asbestos. They talk about that mesothelioma because of asbestos that can make you actually have brittle bones. So, I mean, it could have been related and they just never said anything because the mesothelioma lawsuits didn't come out until not too long ago. So that's probably something that could have been related and you just never knew,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, liver and kidneys. Yeah. Yeah. Hence probably super toxic from the asbestos mines. Yeah. Amazing what those guys were exposed to back then. So I want to tell Uncle Al too, I did can all my green tomatoes. So I made salsa out of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he was like, just do fried green tomatoes. I'm like, I got way too many green tomatoes.
Yeah, makes it
So,
tough.
But I had about a half bushel of green tomatoes, half bushel of ripened yellow tomatoes, and then about a quarter of a bushel of all peppers. So I was
nice.
like, and I never put peppers in my salsa, but I'm like, I'm just doing it. Just get them.
Just to get rid of it. Yeah.
So I got 18 jars. I did that yesterday. So I was like, okay. Because I told you did I tell you I made my famous salsa and I have to throw it away. Did I tell you that?
No. What happened?
So normally, green tomato salsa. Yes. No, it's not sweeter. It's actually more tart. So normally I blanch my tomatoes. So I put them in a pot of hot water and I take them outside and I throw them in a giant bucket and I just run the hose water in there to cool them. And then I squeeze them and throw them into a bucket and then I process them. I got a new hose. Yeah. And my salsa smells like hose.
Because of the plastic?
Yeah, it smells like new hose. And it's not even like you go, it smells. Oh no, it doesn't.
Oh yeah, that's not good. That's that same smell you get from like new trash cans and stuff.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like it's not even rubber. I don't even know what this smell is.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my God, I have 26 jars of my beautiful salsa that I have to throw away. I'm so upset.
I would be too. That's horrible. I'm so sorry.
Because then you're thinking, like, I mean, Gil, let's talk about that from a prepping perspective. What do you do when you prep? Like, I don't have access to good fresh tomatoes. I mean, I was able to get 18 jars of my green tomatoes, but now I had 26 jars that I have to throw away. So like, that's a thing, right? You talked about your son leaving. No, that wasn't you. I was talking to another friend of mine and they do a lot of freezing and freeze drying and their son left the freezer open just that much. So now he keeps sensors in the freezer and it's connected to an app. So he makes sure that he sees
everything's closed.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh my God. Like,
all right. You haven't thrown it away yet, have you?
No.
All right. You're on a half acre?
Yeah.
Do you have chickens?
No.
All right. I'm just thinking here. Salsa.
Potable water hose. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What you need a hose like for a travel trailer to feed the travel trailer. One of those.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think what you could still use that for. I'm not sure how acidic it's going to be for if you try adding it to making a compost pile with it.
Well, that's what I'm wondering if I throw it out onto the leaf pile now.
Yeah, you can still compost it.
I would say though, before you throw it out there, put it in a tub. Don't put it all in a tub. Go to Sam's or Costco, get one of those big 5-pound bags of baking soda.
Okay.
And try to neutralize it. Because I know that acidic stuff, sometimes the acidic stuff will injure the here. We're going doctor a different way now.
Okay,
we're going with the green wizard and Howie here.
Okay.
If it's too acidic in the compost pile, it'll cause the compost pile to fail because the microbes and everything else. The
where's Howie? We need Howie on here.
Howie left, and it would, it'll screw it up. Where if you can neutralize that and bring it down to normal, and you can go to a pet store and get a pH test strip.
Okay.
So after you do that, you can just stick in there. Oh, we're still all right. We're still at 4, a little bit more baking soda. Yeah. And just bring it up to around between 6 and 8.
Okay.
You don't want to, you shouldn't go over. You should be between 6 and 7. Actually, 7 is neutral. So you bring it up that way. That way, it's not kill everything in there, and they can eat they don't care about the hose taste.
Right. Okay, so that's a great idea. So I'll tell you, because I had to get my salsa is actually like certified through the state, like it's a licensed product to sell for retail. Mm-hmm. So I had to get it to a specific pH, which is, I think it's right around 3.4. So it is acidic. It doesn't taste acidic, but just from certification. Yeah. So, okay. So that's a great idea. So get it. So neutralize the pH and then throw it on the compost pile. Okay. Great idea. Otherwise, I would have just tossed it out there. So
Yeah. Yeah, because
I
if it's
don't
just
know a ton about composting. I do need to know more about composting.
okay. All right. I'm gonna do something here. Step off the normal wagon here, and bring up something that I haven't mentioned in a while. I have this book, Amazon. I'm gonna show you guys how I get it. Oh yeah, I was looking at greenhouses today for inside the shop. Okay. I want to look for.
I want a greenhouse.
The green.
The woman in me. Is that what you want?
Wiz. Wizards. GUIDE. There it is. The Green Wizard's Guide. Paperback is $13. Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for, you can do it for free. I think Ron, I've had Ron up here several times before too. I think Ron took down the pay Kindle version because Amazon, if you have a Kindle version, if you don't read it all the way to the last page, they don't pay the author.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think it looks like he pulled down his Kindle, his selling the Kindle version, but you can get the Kindle version on Kindle Unlimited. But the paperback one comes with extra pages in the back to make notes in. So I've read it 3 times. Once I found out, I went all the way to the last page a couple times just to make sure, just to slap Amazon. But yeah, he talks about all the different things he did and stuff. It's a really good book. He really points out the failing of the chemical fertilizer system, the NPK, NKP, the nitrogen phosphates, and the stuff. Yeah, that stuff. Oh, you got to have all these chemicals in it. Which said chemicals were used in the manufacturing of ammunition and explosives, but once World War II was done, they had all this extra stuff. Oh, it makes great fertilizer. That's another story, but he talks about that as well. But Ron has his book there, and he really wanted, he talks about, getting all the stuff you can add to get your compost going, to getting your soil growing. So
that's great.
So I'm reading the side chat here. Anything below 50 is bad with tomatoes is bad. Yeah, I know. My tomatoes out there finally froze and fell over after a week of below freezing temperatures.
I picked about a bushel, about 3/4 of a bushel, and then 2 days later, I walked outside and I was like, we didn't get a frost yet. We must have gotten a frost because they were snapped. I mean, they were gorgeous. I did a video on my fall garden tour, and it's still lush and green. And then like 2 days later, it was like, what? And then yeah, it just killed it. So then I went out and that's when I picked all the green tomatoes off, and I was like, I got to make sure I get these preserved. So
hang on, reopen tab. I know I forgot to do something here for you guys. Where'd it go? There. Put it over here again. And
Jujubee, if your loofah is on a porch and the porch is covered and it's close to the house, you're fine as far as frost is concerned, and you don't need to cover them. If your porch does not have a roof, you need to cover your loofah. Loofah is a tropical plant. It takes over like 100 days to grow an actual loofah on there. And if you're still growing them, you definitely want to cover that up if you want to have a loofah. I know this time, like 4 years ago when I grew them, I had about 40 loofahs, and they didn't even somewhat dry. I had to pull them, and then I put them in my greenhouse to dry because they didn't even dry on the vine.
what is a loofah?
It's a loofah gourd, and you can peel it apart once it's dry, and you can use it for a towel, scrubbies, wash.
Oh, like a loofah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's where loofahs come from. Yes.
I want to grow those. That
Yeah.
sounds like so much fun.
You
Yeah,
can also eat them as a young loofah, like if they're really small, but
Yeah.
you can eat them as well.
Abby of Bountiful Harvest, Abby, several weeks back, did a loofah harvest video.
Oh my gosh. I need to grow that. That sounds like so much fun.
I wouldn't eat a baby loofah. That did not sound even remotely appealing to me. Not at all. Plus, they have a weird smell to them. I don't know what it is, but I didn't like the smell of the plant.
I did get a bunch of friend of mine grew a bunch of gourds that I forget which kind they're called, but you drill a hole in them.
Oh, birdhouse gourd?
Birdhouse gourds. And so I brought a bunch home, and somehow though Bentley thinks that they're dog toys, so they're all over the backyard now.
Oh. Okay, so you're growing them hydroponically. I would definitely cover them up. You don't want to lose them.
Yeah, so
when in doubt, cover them up.
Yeah, it's also known as the Egyptian cucumber or Vietnamese loofah.
I think there's two different kinds, but yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, they are pretty cool, but you have to start them. Like for me, I had to start mine in January because they take a long time.
Okay. And is it, do they grow better in certain climates, or, I mean, you're a little further south than me.
I don't know. I guess in like states that are hotter, they grow better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they look like right there. Okay.
Yeah, they're really hard to peel apart. You have to shake them up because the seeds are all in the inside. For me, like I had to bang them up against stuff to get all the seeds out.
So once they grow, it's a bit of a processing.
Yeah, once they grow and they get big like that, you're supposed to let them dry on the vine, but if you don't, you can pull them off and then let them dry like a birdhouse gourd or something like that, and then you just peel them apart, and you can use the inside. For a lot of people will make their own soap, and then they'll put the loofah on the back of their soap.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah, jujube, if it's really close to your house, it's going to get the warmth of your house. And if it's covered, it's going to be okay in 28 degrees. But
where are you, jujube?
Just be careful when it drops that low, because you could stunt the growth of your plant, and then you'd be waiting forever for something that's not going to happen.
So seed starting mats. I've heard different opinions with regards to seed starting mats. What do you guys think about that?
I have several of them, and I use them, especially they're really important. I mean, some cold weather crops do not need them at all, like lettuces and stuff like that. They don't need that. But there are some flowers and things like that that actually need that heat to generate a flower. Okay. So, or even a vegetable, some of them. So they need that. So it's important to use that until they sprout.
Yeah, my wife uses them too. A friend of ours back there in California, Kathy Eccles, was the head of the horticulture department for the Contra Costa County College District. And for many, many years, she was registered with the Department of Agriculture as a tester of plants being imported. And she would go down to Australia and bring work for 6 months, go down there, get plants and stuff, bring them back, certify them for the Department of Agriculture as non-invasive species, keep them on her property for 2 years to prove it before they could sell them. But she always used grow mats. Yeah. And San Francisco area is not that cold most of the time, but in the wintertime, she'd use the grow mats inside her greenhouse to boost stuff. And she, when everybody else was just starting their plants, the seeds and stuff to do indoor gardening, she had 1 gallon pots she was taking outside and planting.
Where were you at up there, Gil?
Where I'm at right now,
No, where were you at in California?
San Francisco Bay Area,
Yeah.
the city of Martinez,
Oh, Martinez. Okay.
home of the martini and the lowrider car.
Okay. I was in Pleasant Hill for a while, and then
Right, yeah.
Cupertino for
Right
a
next,
while.
Pleasant Hill, right next to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful area. I loved it up there.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Cupertino when I was in chiropractic college, and I left in 1999. And I thought to myself, "Holy moly, what
You
does
probably
Silicon
do know
Valley?"
Ralph.
What's that?
You probably do know Ralph Dumichel.
You
Because
think
he was
so?
in Concord. He was in Concord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was right next
And
door.
he was, you know, he would go. He said, "Yeah, I got to head over to the college here to give a lecture."
Yeah.
So that must have been it. Where he was heading was over Cupertino.
Yeah. It was amazing. I mean, I was 2 miles from Apple, and I thought, you know, boy, what is it? What does that campus look like now? You know,
Yeah.
20 plus years later.
And my goal is to grow some beautiful garlic this year, Idaho.
Where'd you get your bulbs from? It's not too late to grow. I mean, if you're growing, I should be able to go plant some, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can grow right now.
When do you harvest them?
I probably won't harvest until August or September.
Okay, so you got to put them in a place that you know you're going to be, you're not going to plant anything.
Right.
Okay. What do you do about the native weeds that grow? They're just invasive. Like,
I try and pull as many as I can.
Okay. So you just got to pull them out and allow the garlic to do what it needs to do, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because for me, there's no stopping weeds. I have specific like chickweed and stuff like that just goes wild in my garden. You can eat chickweed, but I don't want to eat that much of it. So,
well, you know, and I love chickweed. I love it as tea. So I'll pull it and make it as tea, and then I've got a bunch dehydrated. I mean, it's really good for liver and actually gallbladder and digestion. Nice. Chickweed's actually a prebiotic if we go back to that. So but I agree with you. I get so much of it growing.
It's everywhere. Like, and I can't, I'm constantly pulling it out. It's annoying.
Listen, if I can grow the heck out of some chickweed, some lamb's quarter, some nettle, and catnip. I mean, you know, if that's all I had to grow.
Well, moon over Miami, 5 of the of the herbs that I grow, you can smoke.
Well, all right, so where'd you get your garlic from? Where's the best place to get garlic for planting?
You can basically grow any, or it has to be organic, but you can grow any organic garlic from anywhere. So that's what I have. I have some hardneck bulbs that were like really big. They were like this big that I got at a farmer's market, and I'm going to grow those ones this year. I'm really excited because I never grown that variety.
Grows that's the thing. I'm like trying to figure out where can I even find garlic to plant.
You can buy it at the grocery store. It has to be organic. If you don't buy the organic, they put inhibitors on the garlic that keep it from sprouting. So you'll never get anything.
Okay.
You have to use organic.
Okay, I got a question for you. So I got 2 giant bowls of wild garlic that I picked. But it's dried now. Is it inactive? Can you still plant it?
You can still plant it.
And it'll grow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
So I bought mine like in June, and it's just been sitting out the entire. You know, a lot of people put them in like paper bags and just set them somewhere.
Yeah.
As long as it's in a cool, dark place.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So now I picked these out. So I was walking in basically just a field. And so I picked the tiny garlic bulbs. So I picked those off the top.
That's really cool, by the way. That's cool.
Yeah, right? Because I was like, oh my gosh, I want to plant the wild garlic because if if it's wild, you know it's going to be hardy, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
what
and
I
it's probably super strong.
well, and I don't what I don't know is what is like how good is the bulb, right? Is it a
Yeah.
tiny bulb? Is it a big bulb? Because I didn't go back and dig up the bulb. So I thought, well, I could so yeah, so I think if they're okay, let me show you. Hold on, they're right here.
Yeah, I have soft neck, and I have this hard neck stuff. I'm gonna try it. I'm excited about it.
So I gotta so you can so they're not huge.
You should be able to pull that apart. Each individual one is a seed,
Yeah.
and you should be able to plant those with no problem.
So if this came off the head though, do you think that that's as big of a bulb as I would get?
I don't know because I don't really know a whole lot about wild garlic.
Yeah.
It could just be small because it is wild, and if that's the case, that's all the bigger it's gonna get unless you leave it in the ground for a period of time.
Yeah. But it was at the top, right? So the garlic when you get the big bulb, this okay, I'm gonna ask a really dumb question.
It's okay. No, there's no dumb questions.
Okay, so this was at the top of the plant. Is there another bulb at the bottom? Or no? Is this the garlic that you're
That's your seed.
this
Yep,
is it?
it's a
Okay.
bulb. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So you
Okay.
plant it and the bulb will grow at the top.
No, it should grow in the ground.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is your
this-
seed.
That's
So then the
seeds.
bigger bulb will grow underneath.
Yeah, it's this.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. That's what I was
Yeah, my wife brought these up here to me, and I got to get them planted once in the indoor shop in the shop. I'm doing the indoor garden in there, so I'm going to break these apart and plant them here in the next couple of weeks because they're not going to freeze, but we'll see
Now
how they do.
I have specific onions. Like I have Egyptian walking onions. And
I
those
have
grow,
some of those too. Yeah.
those grow from the top.
Yeah. Okay.
You plant them, they'll pop up, they get the onions on the top, and if they get so heavy, they fall over.
Okay.
And then they'll replant themselves. So that's a different type of onion, and that, that'll grow from the top. But
Okay. I was given some of
garlic is like a
those.
bulb. It's kind of
Okay.
like planting a daffodil or planting iris or something.
Okay. For entertaining Gil.
No, Suzanne is. So I'm in New England. They say grow hard neck here. Don't tell that to my soft neck garlic.
Susan, I had no idea that you lived in New England states. Oh, that's so awesome. I was just we went to New Hampshire last year. That's why that's so cool. I have these other ones that Tammy gave me when she came to visit. They're called potato onions. And they're just like taking over my food forest. I've never seen anything like it. I'm so excited. They actually look like they're doing better than my walking onions. And I've never seen them before. They have a little bit of Michigan soil in there too.
I can't wait to come and visit.
Yeah, I think you'll like it here.
Yeah. My brother and sister-in-law came over today because they helped me do my yard cleanup. And my sister-in-law was like, what are all these things you're growing? And I'm like, food. She's like, what? So then we're sitting here. She's like, the dog just plucked something out of the pot. And I'm like, my fig. Oh my God.
Oh no.
He literally pulled the fig plant out of the pot, was running around the yard with them. I'm like, you little shit. Like, God.
So here are your potato onions.
Yeah. They're kind of cool. I'm excited about it.
Interesting. Okay.
Excuse me.
Are they sweet? Are they like a Spanish onion or like a sweet onion? What are they like?
I have no idea. It's my first time growing them.
Okay.
They're all over the place though. I'm excited about it.
Man,
I love onions. So.
Now, will they stay during the winter? Will you just leave them in the ground? And
they're hardy. They like keep reproducing.
Yeah, see,
like
that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah,
then the walking onions.
She knew this lady that grew them all the time, so she sent me some. Or
that sounds great.
Some. Yeah, walking onions. My suggestion, I wouldn't try rareseeds.com because they are not going to have that right now. Because walking onions are out of season, I think. Don't take my word for that, but I think they are right now. My suggestion is to go to Etsy, type in walking onions, find a reputable person that has 5-star ratings. You read the reviews, and you can get, like, I got my bulbs out there. I got like 10 for $15 or whatever. And then, they came in the mail when they were ready. So
for the walking onions or the potato onions?
Walking onions.
Okay.
So check there first, because you may find lots of stuff. I got a ton of herbs growing. I have ginseng out there. I have golden seal out there, that I've all gotten the rhizomes and stuff from Etsy. So check it out, and just make sure when you're reading the reviews that it's a reputable person and they have like ratings and real people and stuff like that. But you should, because it's Etsy. I mean, those people are screened kind of. So if somebody doesn't like it,
right here.
it.
Egyptian walking onions on Etsy, Egyptian tree onions, Egyptian heirloom onions on Amazon. Egyptian walking onions on Amazon.
I wouldn't buy anything from Amazon. I would buy it from Etsy, because you're buying it from an actual person that probably has a greenhouse or they're growing it themselves. Etsy is pretty like crafty. They're crafty people on there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I've got a bunch of walking onions over there I need to get in the ground. So I think, but the problem I've got is I've got a feel of an area back there, probably, oh gosh, it's probably 15 by 20. And I mean, I peeked into it today because there's so many weeds in there, but my arugula, I'm like, I gotta get in there and pick some arugula because I can see this beautiful arugula in there. I'm like,
what kind you have?
What kind
I heard the red rocket kind is like super great for like the northern part of the United States.
It's the rocket. I don't know if it's red rocket, but it's the rocket. Yeah, okay. That's what I planted. So cool. That did really well. I planted the yellow beets back there and some parsley, and something ate the tops before it got a chance to.
Is it spicy? Is that because I heard that particular type? Like,
yeah. So well, and that's all the prebiotic. Anything that's like spicy like that, prebiotic. Just think about that. It's like, it fuels you. So
cool. I want to get that because it continues to grow. It's like grass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that'll reseed and that'll grow next year. But it's surrounded by, I just have all these like native weeds that I can't, and again, it's like that between the nettle and and actually I put sulfur down back there because I was trying to amend that area to put blueberries. And what was interesting was I used to get stinging nettle, like it was like just super invasive. And I was out there every other week pulling the stinging nettle. And I put sulfur down and I ended up getting almost no stinging nettle, and I was getting purple dead nettle instead. So it's really interesting when you just do a little bit of a pH shift in the soil.
Yeah.
What grows, right?
Yeah, the purple nettle is better to look at.
It's prettier to look at and doesn't hurt if you try to pick it, right? So
all right. Kenny's asking the question, what is this thing on? Well, Kenny, we've gone all over the place. We started out on keto, we've gone to vitamins, we've gone to vitamin D, we've gone to
that's my buddy Kenny.
Women's anatomy.
Oh my God, Kenny, we've been rogue. We have been all over the place.
And now we're on gardening.
To Garden State Gardener last Sunday. And he said something, and I was like, "Oh, that's Kenny. That's my buddy." And I felt, was it Jujubee who said? She's like, "You two need to get a room."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking about vaginas. I mean, we have been everywhere today.
Oh my God, I absolutely love you. That's great.
Girl.
It's not a party till you start talking about vaginas. Okay.
I know, right? That's funny.
Oh, where
Kenny works midnight, so this is great that he was able to jump on. That's awesome. Well, and with that purple dead nettle growing, that's where I'm like, oh my gosh, change the pH just a little bit. So same with the gut. Like nature's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on. The dog just hit the cord.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right. I'm here. You can hear me though, right? Hold on. I gotta.
You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she just said that, Kenny. And she said it twice, said checked off.
I did say it twice. Looks like my cat now. Okay, apparently I gotta jump. Remember how I did this? I jumped out and jumped back in. Once you F with the camera. Thanks, Bentley. I blotted out for, yeah, I know. How ironic. I blotted out after I said vagina.
By the way, this stream is strictly for medical purposes.
Although not meant for medical advice.
Medical entertainment.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Kenny, we talked about jabbing. We talked about all that stuff. Let me see. How did I do that before, Gil?
You're back.
Wait. Oh, there I am. Okay. I got my green screen. Let me see.
Yeah, you just got to go and
go back and put in my background.
It's not keeping your background loaded.
It did. Yeah. I mean, before it did, but now I'm afraid to do anything.
It should be able to go into settings.
I'm there. I'm clicking on virtual background.
And it's not there.
Nah. I don't want to mess with it too much because at least you can see me here.
Yeah.
So, let me see. I'm going to try. Let's see. Oh, wait. Let me try it over here.
Let's see if I can find this other one here.
Yeah, I have this. It's a weird thing with my camera that it's like once you bump it or touch it. I tried picking it up one time. I was trying to show it around on one of my live streams, and then it just decides it doesn't want to like do anything anymore. I'm like, okay. Oh, there. How's that?
Yeah,
oh, you're all relaxed in your living room.
I know. Look at that.
Will you play
my grand piano?
I want to hear some Beethoven.
My brick wall. There we go. Yeah. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay. All right. We're back. Okay.
There it is. Dang it. There. I just got to enlarge it. You said it's all fun and games. There you go.
Uh-oh. Until somebody loses a wiener.
Yeah, that's the center of my wheel for Camp Patton Family Compound.
A man problem there.
There is a bar on campus. I live near Kent State University. Oh my God. There is a bar on campus called the Burnt Pickle. Yeah.
Oh, that does not sound good.
It's usually there's nobody there when I drive past. I wonder why.
Kenny, you play piano. Come and play for us. Play something for us. I think we can all play some chopsticks.
What is that? The number 9 symphony? You can do that, right?
Chopsticks. Is that what it's called? Really?
What? Beethoven?
Yeah. Gosh, wieners and vajayjay. Yes, you totally missed it, Kenny. You just summed it up. Wieners and vajayjay. You missed it all. So that darn job of yours. All right, I have to go tinkle. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm going to mute.
Mother Nature calls.
I'm going to mute.
Oh, she is making me laugh so hard. It's so great.
Oh, we were also talking about different, Kenny, we're also talking about the real vanilla extract, not the beaver butt juice. And we were also talking about maple extract for flavoring yogurts and other things where there's no sugar in it. So, toss in probiotics, yeah. But yeah, it's there is just so much knowledge that chiropractors have over medical doctors. And what do they call a medical doctors thing? It's a practice. They are practicing. They still haven't got it right. Now, okay, what do we got? Wide Family Farm just dropped the video. Eggs, anyone?
I know my eggs video, I think, has 2,600 views already.
It must be
short, now it's 39, my husband told me.
Right?
Yeah, all I was doing was frying an egg. It's like, okay.
And I just got the pop-up notification for it, and you already got 39,000 views on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I added Gordon Ramsay's voice to it. I think that had a lot to do with it.
Fry, you eggs! Fry!
I was excited about it. It did good. All I did was fry an egg. It was great.
All right, got a question here. Recommendations for helping get a good night's sleep. Do not take your vitamin D at night.
Number one rule. Correct. Yes. I do have a couple of videos on sleep that I did. It's getting a good night's sleep is such a big topic. And there's so many things that you need to do to reset your circadian rhythm, and consistency in going to bed, consistency in waking up. When you wake up in the morning, it's that first morning light view. So the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I walk out onto my patio. So even though like I might turn the lights on in the house, I walk outside and I look up at the sky, and you get that natural light. And what that does is it actually starts to flush out your sleep hormones and bring in the cortisol. Cortisol is a good thing when it's not overabundant from stress. So if you can go do morning light viewing, and that starts to flush out the adenosine, your sleep hormones, get your cortisol up. And then if you spend all your days inside, continually go outside, get outside, get those wavelengths of sunlight. And then no caffeine past, I usually say noon. Caffeine can last 8 to 10 hours in your system. So no caffeinated products of any kind, even green tea, I would say probably past noon if you're sensitive to it. And then just stay away from screens and blue lights at least an hour before you go to bed. And try to be consistent about your bedtime. Magnesium is really helpful for sleep. So you could take some magnesium before you go to bed as well. You want to take magnesium threonate or magnesium bisglycinate would be the forms that you want to take for sleep.
And here I thought a good shot of Everclear, the real Everclear, would take care of that.
Well, or just take a shot of tequila or Everclear, and there's that.
Tequila's a amateur drink.
No,
Everclear is 190 proof.
Yeah, 191 proof. Yep. No thanks.
I need a little bougie with my booze, okay? Like,
you can get Everclear anywhere, and in Kentucky they call it what do they used to call it?
Moonshine.
Golden grain alcohol. It was 191 proof.
Oof.
FYI, there's really no point in drinking that. And I don't understand why they make it so high. And if you make any tinctures with that, it will kill everything. So don't make
Yeah.
tinctures with 191.
Right.
No, it's a topical sterilization alcohol. That's what I stock it for, is for, that. And if I need to, I can water it down and trade it in a disaster.
Well, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, in an apocalypse, or if things hit the fan, I could see it being of value, right?
Yeah.
So, which is part of the reason I want to make cider, because I want to have hard cider. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, if things hit the fan, like just like there was during COVID, we needed alcohol. It's just the long and the short of things. So,
Well, I'm up here in Idaho, so guess what we have up here? Lots of potatoes.
Potatoes.
oh,
Which is great for making tinctures, vodka.
Mhm.
ooh, yes, I love potato vodka. It's my favorite.
Yeah. There's some place around here up here it fills those IBC totes, 275 gallons each, of 193 proof potato alcohol. They sell it to the local distilleries, and they process it down to make the 70 proof vodka, or the 65 proof hard lemonade.
Oh, that sounds
When
good.
my mother-in-law got married, her photographer to her wedding was from Russia, right? And we were drinking later on in the evening, and I said, "Can you teach me how to drink vodka like a real Russian?" And usually they like follow it with a pickle or something weird. He pulls out Grey Goose.
No, come on.
That's not Russian vodka.
No,
You're
no.
killing me. I laughed so hard. I'm like, the Russian pulls out Grey Goose. Thanks.
Now to tell you a story about my dad, 12 hunters and 2/5 of Everclear. My dad would take groups up, go hunting and stuff. And the last group he took up, they were halfway blitzed before he even met them to take them up to the cabin. And they were just drinking constantly and stuff, beer and everything else. And he did not want them to have their rifles at all. So what does he do when he gets there? He pulls out of the back behind the seat of his truck a couple fifths of Everclear, unscrewed it, put it behind the wood stove. The heat from it evaporated it into the room. They all got high on the alcohol vapor, passed out. He collected all their hunting tags, went out, shot all their deer for them, got big deer for them and stuff. Brought them back, did all the dressing. These guys were out cold for 3 days.
Oh my God.
They woke up with the biggest hangover. Oh, he goes, "Hey, you guys did great." They never questioned him. They just cooked their deer and went home. And they said that was the last time he took a group out, because they were all getting being too bad drunks and stuff. It's like, that was before I was born. So that was back in the early 50s.
I was fortunate to go spend 2 weeks in Russia in 1988 when I graduated college. I know, do the math. I'm 29. It doesn't add up. So
29 and holding?
Yeah. So my dad was an Orthodox priest. And so he,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Right. Cool fun fact.
Russian Orthodox?
Eastern Orthodox. So
That's
Syrian Orthodox.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So he organized a group of 80, 85 of us to go to Russia to tour all the Russian Orthodox churches and monasteries, which was
wow.
It was insane, right? So here I am, I'm 17. No, I was graduated college. So I was like 21 and I'm only 29. So
8 years ago.
Don't do the math.
I don't do
the math. Okay. So don't do that. Yeah. Right, don't do that. But literally, like, we were like, you can't drink the water. So we lived on vodka and coffee and bread. Because then our main source of food was sardines. Like it was disgusting, and anything cabbage. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So literally we ate bread, vodka, and coffee. That was about it for 2 weeks.
My
Did not-
system would have been so messed up. No
Oh, it
one would
was-
want to be around me from the farting.
was so bad.
I would have.
We remember
Coffee
going to
and-
like,
Oh my God,
Oh,
I
it was
can't
crazy.
imagine.
and we went to this little, so, you know, we were in Moscow for a little bit, and then we would go tour these little villages that were amazing. And I remember going to this one little village, and they served us lunch, and you know, the buildings were incredible, and it stunk. Like everything smelled like cabbage, and malfouf is cabbage in Arabic, right? So like malfouf, oh my God, like the malfouf is horrible. And but it smelled, not only did it smell like cabbage, but it smelled like they made the cabbage soup out of the creek that smelled like dead fish. Like it was like the dead fish creek water that they used as the stock for the cabbage soup. Like we were all just like, can I have more vodka and bread?
Did you guys get? Did you have the soup? Did you get sick from the soup?
No, nobody got sick
Oh.
because I don't think I ate it.
Oh, okay.
I think I just asked for more bread and vodka. Like I think that's just.
I'll have some of the soup. I'll just wash it down with vodka. That will
I
kill
know. I'm
everything.
pretty sure I was drunk the whole time. So yeah, that was that. You know,
Oh, well, that's
it
cool.
was a great experience, though. It was really incredible. It was, you know,
There is
so-
this Russian tea I like, but you can only get it at the tea house at the Russian Orthodox Church here. And
Oh,
it's called
where?
St. Petersburg.
Okay.
And it's delicious tea, but I can't really find it anywhere.
Wonder what it is. That's interesting.
I don't know. It says on the front that it's called St. Petersburg tea, and it's delicious.
Have you Googled it?
I don't know.
There you go. Let's do it. Let's
should.
find it.
Oh,
Bye, Kenny. Have a great night. Thanks for coming in.
all right. So,
Thanks, Uncle Al. Feel better.
yeah.
Jujubee
Wow.
is Byzantine Catholic in the house. Nice. We could do some chanting. That's so funny.
Oh,
What's that?
chanting.
Yeah, I'm looking and
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh!
St. Petersburg tea blend.
There you go.
I don't
Gil,
know.
I have to ask, has the subject of vaginas ever made your
Oh yeah,
podcast? Oh, okay. All right.
we did one specifically on I think it was had old school prep up here, Martha, and we were talking about getting pregnant and births in a disaster in disasters
Okay.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Because you kind of like it didn't
And-
phase you, so I was
and-
wondering. I was like,
I had Doc Bones and Nurse Amy up here, and it came
okay.
up too. So
Rolls off his back. It's good.
yeah. Oh, all
It's a
right.
man who
So
can handle a lot of women's
Here I
stuff.
am, a 10-year-old boy. I got an older sister. I got 3 female cousins. Then on the Schwartzes, there were 2 female cousins there. The number 1 Burkholders had 4 females. Number 2 Burkholders had 2 females. And I'm in the middle of all this age group. And two of my second cousins said, we're fighting over, say, oh, I want to marry him. I'm like, I'm 10-year-old. What are you talking about? We're cousins. We're second cousins. It's okay. And so I'm always hearing all this conversations about, as a 10-year-old, menstrual cycles, hot flashes,
You're like, what is going on?
everything. And so, like, I was more well informed than the nurse at school.
Okay, I'm so confused by that statement, Gare. I don't think that was a vagina. I think that it was something else.
All righty. So what'd you find out about the tea?
It brought me to some website that I don't quite trust. So,
Okay.
and it was a mixture
Yeah.
It's also $18.99. So, and
For how much?
$7 shipping and handling.
Oh my gosh. Where's it from? Where's it getting shipped from?
Kumsi Tea. KUSMIT.
What is it called? Byzantine tea? No, what's it called? What'd you call it?
It's Kumsi. That's KUSMI, I believe.
Kumsi Tea Company. Look at that. Oh, look how pretty the can is.
I think it's actually loose tea. But it's absolutely delicious. It's really good tea.
And what is what was the
$20
specific tea?
It was called St. Petersburg.
Oh, St. Petersburg. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Now I'm probably going to tick you all off. I got to go this with it. Amongst all the female cousins and everything else, and sister-in-laws and sister outlaws, who were, it's anyways. My brother and his wife and her sister and her husband were there at my brother's house, and which is where we had the haunted house at the last time we did it. They're in there, and the two sisters are in the kitchen just ragging on the guys. Why can't man do this? Why can't man do that? Blah, blah, blah. Just knocking them down left and right. Now, my brother has almost as weird sense of humor as I do. In California, when they had Proposition 8 going on, trying to say that marriage is between a man and a woman only, a car drove by, he's out there with the signs, and the lady yelled, "I'm a lesbian!" And my brother yelled back at her, "So am I! That's my wife!" Anyways, he's in there with his weird sense of humor, and he's getting mad. I can tell because I'm not sure whether the sisters were serious or not, but they were picking on their husbands bad. And finally, he goes, "Hey, Buzzy." And Buzzy goes, "What? How come it takes women so long to have pros?"
That was convenient. That was a convenient spot to cut out.
Why does it take women so long to have an orgasm? And Buzzy goes, "I don't know why." And Jeff gets up, walks out as he's walking out of the door. "Who cares?"
Yeah. That's an Andrew Dice Clay joke.
Yeah, he said he was going out the door when he said that, and he heard plates hit the floor. He stopped, looked back, and both of them were like, and he goes, but then he went on. Basically, he told him, he goes, "Doesn't feel good, does it?" And then they realized what was going on. But
right,
that's my weird brother. That was my weird brother. But yeah.
Yeah, it goes both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah. And so when my wife and I heard this, they were talking about it later on, and we heard this, and we looked at each other. We goes, "We need to talk about, make sure we don't do that stupid stuff." So you'll never hear my wife talking about me, and I will never talk anything bad about her. I will praise her. Actually, I can't think of anything bad to say about her.
And if you can, you're not going to. Well,
if I can, I know the solution. Foot rubs.
Oh, right. See, that's the secret to a happy marriage. No, I have a friend of mine, and we always talked about that, how we would have friends who did nothing but just talk crap about their husbands, and it's like, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Like, just stop. Like, that's such bad energy, like, this is the person that you love, and like, speak kind things about them, and praise them, and the more you do that, the more good energy you put into that, the more good energy you're going to get back out of it. So Yeah, it's interesting, but a lot of people like to live in that place of like, bashing their spouse and then having that banter, and it's like, it doesn't really feel good at the end of the day, does it?
No, but I can say is that I know my wife and I both noticed a change in both couples for the weeks following.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good, is my thought.
No, it was. Yeah, it was less of the.
Less of it. Okay. So they learned from it. Good. Okay.
Yeah. Now you understand, my brother Jeff, mellowest guy ever. I mean, it is very hard to get him mad. And when his wife realized that she had gotten him mad, Nancy wound up talking with Chris later on, about it and stuff. She goes, I didn't realize I was pissing him off. Because it's his sisters talking and just,
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. So.
Well, you get caught up in it, right?
And and it's like, I've heard, before I'd heard him, them, and there's my other sisters too, that to be all around me, and it's like, I'm out of here. And they're like, why?
Well, there's joking, and then there's going too far with it.
Right. Exactly.
Some people don't know
where the
I think
border
a little
is.
banter is fun. Little banter can be fun and fodder, but then, yeah. And if that's all you do all the time, then there's it's going to create a problem if there's not already a problem.
And it might not be joking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To me,
or it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't want to do that.
I'd rather get into the, how do I put this without going on it? I'd rather get into the more physical realm of walking by and giving a tickle. I've gotten hit for that, though. Go by just whoop on the sides and I told you don't tickle me.
I almost punched a girl for doing that to me.
Yeah.
It was back I used to work in a physical therapy clinic, and and she was a friend of mine from high school that I got her a job in this clinic post college, and she would go up to everybody and do that whole in the sides.
Oh, I hate that.
I literally have PTSD from that. And finally, one day I turned around and I go, one more time, and I will punch you in the face, and I will not be held responsible. And she never did it again. But I'm like, do not to me, and at the time I didn't really even know about hormones and fight or flight and all of that. And I'm like, the shit that does to your nervous system when you do that to somebody, don't do that. That's mean. It's absolutely mean. So, yeah.
I mean, I've done it probably about 6 times in 30 years, 35 years. And usually she sees it coming. But, the other thing is if I start walking to her like that, I'll go like this. And she goes, no, you'll be sleeping on the couch tonight. It's like,
why do you even bother? Why do you even bother to do that? Just don't.
No, I just because once in a while she will be in the mood for tickling.
No one is ever. No.
Some guys are.
Wait, you're in the mood to give it does not mean she's in the mood to get it.
No.
Okay.
Sometimes she'll do things. I mean, that's one of the things. Understanding your spouse sometimes is very hard because where are men from?
Mars or Venus. I'm not
Mars,
sure.
and women are from Venus.
Okay, I don't. Yeah. I just know we're from 2 different planets. I just forget. Yeah.
Or was it one of the guys says no? Women are not from Venus. I can't remember the planet.
I feel really bad for the people that are from Earth because they probably don't get the Mars or the Venus people. They're just walking around aimlessly.
What is going on?
That's how he always says, greetings, Earthlings.
Yeah. Stephanie, Idaho Garden Girl. She says, no tickling. I agree, Stephanie. No, there's no tickling.
I don't like to have my feet touched.
All right.
Like I
My
can barely get a pedicure, like barely.
oh,
Don't touch my
mine,
feet.
Chris loves me on her feet. And she'll go harder and get my knuckles in there. I'm working on an arch and stuff and working it. And she's like, oh, that feels so good. But my grandsons, I don't know what's up with number 2 and number 3. I'll be sitting there and they'll do something. I'll reach over and just going to tickle it. Yay, tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle me, tickle me, tickle me. I'll start tickling, and then he's just screaming and laughing. They say, stop tickling. I stop. They, tickle, tickle. That's just what they are. It's like, I mean, it's just, I don't know what it is. I've never seen any of the female relations do the same thing. Little ones, old ones, whatever. The boys seem to like to be tickled.
Cause guys, you guys like you like that shit. Like, no, we don't like that. No. I think it's a guy thing from a giving and getting thing. It's like, because here's the thing. Are women going around going tickle, tickle, tickle? No, we are not. We are not doing that.
2 of my cousins were that way. Corky Burkholder and Gay Burkholder. They were that way. They would walk up and they tickle the boys all the time. Corky, Corky with
that
a K.
was their names?
Yes, Corky.
Look at that.
And and Gay. Gay was the one that Corky was the one that was 3 days older than I was. She was the one who wanted to get married when we were kids. But
that's funny, Gear.
But yeah, I mean, they love tickling the boys. They didn't get they didn't get too mad when the boys tickled back, but they just loved. They were my wife says it's a touchy-feely thing. Some boys and some girls are touchy-feely. They want to be touched. They want to be held. They want to be, that's all part of that.
I'm super touchy-feely. Just don't come up to me and go like that or tickle me, because I'll punch you. I will totally, yeah. I will lose my shit.
That's another type of touchy-feely, isn't it?
I suppose so. Yeah. But also, I did have older brothers that used to hold me down and tickle me, and I hated it.
That's wrong.
Okay.
That's wrong.
So, yeah. So there was that too. So I think it's probably PTSD for me.
Yeah. When I get pedicures, that's the worst. My feet are so sensitive and ticklish.
Oh, I could do a pedicure.
And I try so hard to get through it. And I tell the poor woman every time, I'm sorry, I'm ticklish. Like, and then they used to not wear gloves. Now they wear gloves.
Right.
And that water on those plastic gloves and the smoothness, it makes my tickle worse.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah. And so, it's just, but it needs to get done, like, especially before summer. Like, it needs
Something just popped into my mind here. A topical desensitizer, organic, herbal, whatever, that could, like Courtney could put on her feet that would kind of numb them for a little while.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Is there something like that?
Water. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like, what makes it hypersensitive to begin with, right? That would be the bigger question.
I think it's because it's, I don't know, maybe your feet get less circulation down there. There's less circulation. It's the ends of the tips of your feet. So, it probably is just more of a sensitive area. There's some stuff like from your feet that you don't touch every day. Like with your hands, it's different because my hands are not ticklish because I use my hands every day and you know what I mean? But with your feet, you don't, like the backs of your toes and in between and all that. You don't touch that every day.
Right.
Yeah.
But why are you more ticklish than the average person too? Like,
that's
like what's
a good question.
Yeah. I'm just asking you, just thinking.
Because
maybe my brain doesn't work as fast.
But I will tell you, if you have somebody like just do light touch on your hands, It's really ticklish.
Really?
So, yeah. Yeah, just do it. Just go like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you feel that? Like, that's really ticklish to me, just doing that.
A little bit.
That you're not going light. You're not doing it right then.
Just barely touching. Ooh, yeah.
See, I'm all ticklish now. We gotta.
Before I got married, I used to go around. You know, I get home from work. I wear, you know, the big heavy Red Wing boots. I get home, take them off, and I'd be walking around the yard on the gravel and on the concrete and stuff, barefoot all the time. And when Chris and I were before the year before we got married, she'd get so frustrated at me because we'd be sitting there watching TV, I have my feet up, bare feet and stuff, and she'd go down and she'd try to tickle me, and it was like nothing. And then she started complaining about me walking around barefoot outside, afraid I was going to, you know, step on some whatever. So I started wearing shoes around. After about 5 years of wearing shoes around after work every day, one time she went and reached in and touched my foot. I about went through the roof.
Oh my gosh.
Because I had lost my toughness in my feet. And it was like, ah! I never saw her smile so much to realize, ooh, I got a secret weapon now.
Okay, you guys, it's getting close to midnight for me, and I'm going to have to hit the road.
Yeah. Oh my God. And you know what? I get to gain an hour. So
yeah, that's right. I forgot. I'm looking.
Yeah, you go to 1 o'clock now.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Are we doing
do
this
gain an hour?
Saturday?
No, we fall back.
You set the clocks back so you get an extra hour of sleep.
Oh, extra hour of sleep.
You set it from 2 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Are we
so really
are we doing this next Saturday?
We can do it either you know, I think Saturdays are better for you.
Saturday at 8 works great for me.
Okay.
I have no social. This is my social life. Just saying.
Okay. Is Ron still in the house?
I don't know. Let's see. Ron, are you still in the house? Let me text him. Oh, wait.
Just give him about 10 seconds to say yes.
I just texted him. Let's see if he's here.
Okay, he was there 15 minutes ago.
Oh, there he is. Here he is.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
The one would he's your local there with you too. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would 8 o'clock next Saturday work to have part 3?
I'm good for next Saturday, part 3.
Okay.
I don't know yet, but I will try and make it.
Okay. And I will see if I can convince the staff sergeant to come up here too.
Oh, that'd be great. Then I get to apologize to him fully, right? Is that
no, her.
No. Oh, her.
Staff sergeant.
Staff sergeant. Oh, okay. I was thinking it was
no, that's WD. That'd be Dawn.
WD. Okay. Yep. Okay.
All right, so let me make some changes on the schedule here. And
all right, y'all. I have to get moving.
Okay,
it's been a great evening. And
good to see you again.
I love you, Dr. Paula Ruffin.
I know, I love you too. I'm like, I can't wait to see you in person.
It's gonna be great.
For
all
sure.
Right, so part 3 is on the schedule for next Saturday.
All right. Hopefully you can make it, and if not, we'll connect again soon.
Sure.
And if I can jump in, do you normally go live after Garden State on Sunday?
Typically, I have been holding back, but typically I do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was totally in bed with I take my makeup off. I was like done.
Yeah.
But I'd love to jump on with you guys at some point. So let me know. So just keep me posted.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, you guys. All right. See ya. Thanks for joining us, you guys. All right.
Thanks for having me up,
All right. See you guys. Thanks, Gil.
All right.
Bye.
All right. See everybody later. All right. So next Saturday at 8 o'clock 8 Eastern, again, we're going to do part 3. If you have any questions, hang on, let me put it up here again. The email me some questions, or you can email the questions directly to Paula off her. Yeah, go to her channel. Her email's in there, so you can email her directly. Actually, down in the description, I think I have her email down there in the description as well. So let me take a quick look, make sure if it's there. Well, she has all her Instagram, her Facebook, and her LinkedIn stuff is down in the description, so you can contact her anyway there and give her a any questions you want to ask her. All right, so coming up on Monday is going to be kind of an open chat, 10 o'clock Eastern. Welcome back, standard time. I hope you stay, and then we're going to go into open, chat, probably talk about garden stuff. Tuesday, and that's on Camp Patton Family Compound. On Tuesday, back here on Gray Man Prepping for Tactical Tuesday, the topic is wet weather prepping. I'm going to talk about things you need to think about prepping for wet weather, and there's going to be more than what you think it is. It's not just clothing. On Thursday night is the Midnight Ride with Gray Man Prepping. Starts at 11:55 Eastern Time, and sometimes we go an hour. We've gone as much as 4 hours on that. Friday on Camp Patton Family Compound, we're going to talk about how do you relax, mental health. Next Saturday is going to be part 3 of Dr. Paula. And Mondays going on out, I just have this open chat for most of it. If you have a suggestion for a topic you want to see addressed on Camp Patton Family Compound, please email me there for a topic. It can be a topic for Gray Man Prepping too. I'm looking for more topics for Camp Patton Family Compound to talk about. A special one we have coming up on the 14th on Gray Man Prepping. I've been getting a lot of questions off an old video. The video is the oil lamps, alternative fuels for emergencies that I did on Camp Patton 3 years ago. And it's just, well, hang on a second here. It's just absolutely off the hook. In the last 30 days, I've gotten 41,000 views on it and several hundred comments on that one. And so I'm going to be answering a lot of those comments in a live stream on Gray Man Prepping, since I trying to move all the prepping stuff over here to Gray Man Prepping. And that's going to be on the 14th. So if you have any questions about oil lamp fuels, wicks and stuff, we're going to be talking about that then. All right. So let's see here. As always. Oh yeah, and Juju B's staff sergeant is a man. Mine's a woman. Change your clock. Google does that for me. Yeah, it's going to be interesting when several states start getting rid of daylight savings time. All right, so everyone, remember, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps. Water, food, medicine, clothing, and add a skill. All right? Take care, and I'll see you in the next video or on the next live stream on Monday. Take care.